The views expressed on Talk Real Solutions, hosted by Tyrone Thompson at TalkRealSolutions.com, are the views of Tyrone Thompson and do not reflect the views of TalkRealSolutions.com, YouTube, or etc. The content here belongs to Talk Real Solutions and its many contributors. Views and opinions expressed by all contributors belong to them and not TalkRealSolutions.com or Tyrone Thompson, the host, or etc. All data and information provided on the site is for informational purposes only. Talk Real Solutions makes no representations as to accuracy, completeness, correctness, suitability, or validity of any information on this site and will not be liable for any errors, omissions, or delays in this information or any losses, injuries, or damages arising from its display or use. All information is provided on an as-is basis.
Welcome to the show. This is Talk Real Solutions, and I am your host tonight, Tyrone Thompson. I want to thank you for tuning in. Today is October the 26th, 2023, and I want to invite you guys to go to TalkRealSolutions.com, and on there you'll find the 3-point plan to Black empowerment and financial freedom. It has 3 points. The first point is to get together with like-minded people. The second point is to stop all unnecessary spending and save your money. The third point is, as a unit, invest or save your money in a verified and trusted institution. A great goal would be for you to open a Black-owned business, and right above the 3-point plan you have a link to African American owned banks and credit unions. We could all start moving our money to these institutions to start practicing group economics today. And check out the rest of the links and articles on the website. Subscribe to the website. I don't know, I haven't updated this website in forever, guys. So, I mean, I might just get rid of it. I don't know. But I kind of like having it around. It kind of shows a history of what I've been doing. So I don't know. I just ain't have no time to put no work into it, and I can't even find my damn webpage on Facebook. But anyway, that's that. And guys, if you want to participate in the show tonight, all you have to do is call into the number at 717-908-1834 and hit the access code at 917-324, and I'll get you on the line here. And y'all know me, I'll open your lines and I'll get you to talking, and I'll allow you to talk. But I just ask one favor, especially from Sarge, if you're listening, brother. I ain't trying to talk over you or nothing like that. I'm just trying to moderate the show whenever you get going, or anybody get going. I ain't trying to cut you off and steal your thunder. If you hear my voice, then I'm probably trying to cut you off and do some admin stuff to keep the show going or calm things down from all the yelling and confusion. Because nobody wants to hear that yelling and confusion. And I don't mind people going back and jonesing on each other. You know, that's part of what it is. And, you know, I just ask that if that happens, just one person at a time, you know, talk shit about the other person. I don't care. You know, that's just me and what I do. And how I like, because, you know, we do have a little bit of people, about 3 or 4 people in YouTube, you know. That's the max audience for Talk Real Solutions. What's up, Jermaine and MJ? That's the max audience. We got about 2 or 3 little people over there. And I'm pretty sure, since they're listening on YouTube, they want to hear a clear conversation. So that's all I ask. And guys, I don't know what's going on the planet, in the world of politics, and it's just nuts. You know, we had another mass shooting, and the United States once again is ignoring the killings of its own citizens, you know, by keeping silent basically on people getting shot dead in the street. it's sad that we don't acknowledge where this is coming from, and I'll acknowledge it. You know me, I'll say what it is, and I'll let you guys know what I think is going on when it comes to what's going on in America, and it has its roots in white supremacy and racism. Everything in this country, what I respond to, has its roots in white supremacy and racism. It doesn't matter, and I don't want it to be that way, but that's just the way it is. I didn't invent this narrative. I didn't make it up. I was born into a society that was founded on those principles. That's just a fact. And when you see it going on around you, I would be wrong not to say anything about it, right? Just to sit up here and look at it, I'll be just as guilty as the next person that I'm complaining about not even attempting to address the issue. If I didn't call it out for what it is, and that's what you're looking at. From Washington to the streets of America, that is what is in control. That is why we're seeing the conditions that we're seeing is white supremacy and racism. And speaking about this mass shooting, now am I saying that people with progressive views and left-leaning politics don't ever use weapons? No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. Am I saying that gang shootings and urban shootings don't exist? No, I'm not saying that. Are they a problem? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Is urban shootings a problem? Yes, it is. But the shooting that get the most media, rightfully so. So, I mean, all shootings should get media, but these shootings where you got 18 victims, 7 victims, 9 victims, using a weapon of mass, a war weapon. I mean, come on. Somebody needs to say something about that, and that's what happened in this shooting. I think 18 people were killed in Maine. I don't know a lot about the guy. I know his name is Robert Card, and last I heard he was on the run. They found the car with the weapon in it. That's the last I got. Maybe they caught the guy already. I don't know. But I do know, because this is what I do. I do know that this guy was part of the right-wing politics in this country. And you can just go ahead and assume that when you got a mass shooter, 9 times out of 10, he's got right-leaning ideology. He's a Republican, basically. He's a conservative. That's what he is. These mass shooters in the country are Republican. These mass shooters in the country hold the same ideas that Donald Trump, Fox News, Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Matt Gaetz, Kevin McCarthy, they hold the same views as those right-wing Republicans do. That's a fact. Tucker Carlson, Glenn Beck, Rush Limbaugh, even though he's dead, they hold the same views as these right-wing figures that I just named out. And that's a problem. That is a problem, because I remember whenever we were even talking remotely radical about the black community over here, people would lose their mind and call in here and tell us we shouldn't say some of the things that we were saying on the air. Right? You remember when Shabazz used to call in and Mama's Boy was on his thing, and I mean, we were saying some radical stuff on the airways, and people lost their mind. Right? And now that we tone back a little bit and kind of recognize where that line is, you see white America literally carrying out the kinds of things that we were alluding to back in the day. And nobody is saying anything as far as taking over the country, using guns to enforce political ideas, using the Second Amendment to take over a tyrannical government, making the government do and bend to the will of their political values, having this extremist religious Christian ideology. I guess they call it Christian nationalism, and trying to enforce that on all Americans. I mean, literally using force to do it. You've seen this extreme view on January the 6th. These guys literally went and tried to take over the government. That is a serious thing. I mean, no matter how you slice it, the guy that did the shooting in Maine today had the same mindset as, Hello?
Yo, Ty, there's no sound on the conference call, bro. Nothing at all. That's I was calling you.
Wait a minute, hold on. Let me see.
Trying to get in touch with you for like 10 minutes. There ain't nothing on the conference. No.
Oh, okay, so okay, I got you. So let me try to fix that.
All right, peace.
Well, look, guys, I guess on the conference call, they ain't heard a word I said. And I'm not going to say all this shit over again. Okay, test. Okay, there we go. I think we on the conference call. Let me see. Yeah, I see it. Well, anyway, I'm still on YouTube, I think. Let me hold on. My that was Howard. Yeah, anyway, I appreciate you, Howard, for calling in. I don't know. He went into this spiel about he been trying to contact me for 10 minutes and all this kind of nigga, you just called. What you talking about? I've been trying to contact you for the last 10 minutes and you know. Okay. I ain't even gonna I try to I get Howard Hill. But my point that I'm trying to make is what we're looking at with this shooting from this Robert Card guy. And this is from Newsweek. I hope you guys can see it. And I'm sorry about if y'all missed whatever I was talking about on the conference call. But I'm talking about this mass shooting. And I'm talking about how it's directly connected to right-wing politics. I'm talking about that dude that shot these people in Maine is a product of what we've been seeing since the MAGA movement have been emboldened in this country. And people still want to hold on to this right-wing ideology, this fascism, this Hitler-esque way of thinking. You know, and to be honest with you, America has this right-wing problem, but this is going on globally about these right-wing ideas and them trying to do things. That's what we're watching all over the world, but I'm not going to get into that. I'll stick to this story here on Newsweek. It says, what Robert Carr's social media reveals about the Maine mass shooter suspect. And for some reason, it's got a post up here. Oh, it's playing a video. Okay, so why does these websites do this? I guess they want me to buy stuff, and I'm not going to buy. All right, the person of interest in the Maine mass shooting on Wednesday evening liked a number of posts from right-wing conservative figures, according to the screen grabs from his social media account. Maine State Police have published the identity of a person of interest in the major incident. Robert Card, 40, was described by police as a firearm instructor believed to be in the Army Reserve and assigned to the training facility at Saco, Maine. I don't know where that is. I never heard of it. Sorry, I butchered it. He remains at large and is said to be armed and dangerous. So I don't know. I guess he's still out there. Card's Facebook and X, formerly Twitter account, have now been deactivated. It is unclear if Card was responsible or if they were suspended by X and Meta. According to the screen grabs and videos from what is allegedly Card's Facebook page, he finished at a 20-year career in the Army earlier this year. Newsweek unable to verify this information. Now, let me tell y'all something. I don't agree whenever these mass shooters or criminals do things. I don't agree with them disabling the social media accounts. I don't agree with that. And I guess an argument could be made that if you still leave his Facebook up or leave his Twitter account up, then that could encourage other people to do the same thing as he has done. But another argument could be made on the way I'm thinking is I want to see what this dude is about. I want to see what his history is. I want to see his associations so I can know that if there's somebody else in society that is acting the same way that he's acting and posting what he's posting, that person is a concern. I don't think they should shut their social media accounts down. I really don't. That's just some BS. I think, to me, that's trying to hide these things. I remember one of these mass shootings, they started hiding the manifest. I want to read the manifest. I want to see what's in this person's mind. I might know somebody who holds those same values. So I don't agree with them shutting down the social media site. And that's a picture of the guy in the place. A video of Card's account using a username Robert C 2004 1800 shows he's interested in right-wing figures. His likes tweets include content published by Donald Trump, of course, Tucker Carlson, of course, Denise D'Souza, which is the 2000 muse that Sarge followed. He also liked tweets by House Speaker Kevin McCarthy and Jim Jordan. Now, that kind of goes to exactly what I was saying earlier about whenever you say Republican, that really means right-wing extremists. Whenever you say conservative, that is equal to right-wing extremists. Because Kevin McCarthy is the former House Speaker. Jim Jordan is currently serving in politics in the House of Representatives. If these two individuals were moderate or they had common sense politics, they would not attract extremists like this guy, right? If Denise D'Souza was a moderate, mild-thinking guy, he would not attract the attention of extremists. If Donald Trump was a guy with common sense thinking, he would not attract extremists. You can look directly on the left and see that a lot of progressives and a lot of people on the left is not attracted to Joe Biden because their views are way further left than Joe Biden's is, so they're not going to support 100% what Joe Biden does. But if you're in the same category, in the extreme category, as the extremists, the mass shooters, the racists, and you're a politician, then of course the racists and the extremists is going to be in line with your political thinking. That's why I said the Republican Party, conservatives, are extremists. They're racist. If you look at the convictions of January the 6th, that was a right-wing movement on January the 6th. The Trump rally was right-wing, and the people that are going to jail are conservatives. The people that are going to jail are Fox News watchers. The people that are going to jail, like the Oath Keepers, the Proud Boys, are extremist, racist, right-wing. That's why I said the right wing of this country ain't nothing but racist, KKK. That's all they are. And I don't know why the media seems to not call this out, make the attachment, explain to people what their extremist ideology is. That's your job as the media, to let the public know the dangers to a certain degree. And not try to prop up these figures. Not try to give Donald Trump a platform. Not try to have interviews with Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert. You're not supposed to provide a platform for any of these people. If you look on the other side, you will never see Louis Farrakhan on one of these TV shows now because they consider him an extremist, right? He's not going on CNN because they consider him an extremist. You'll never see him on there. But on the other side, it doesn't matter. You can be racist. You can be anti-Semite. You can eat lunch with a fucking racist and an anti-Semite at your palace in Mar-a-Lago, and you still get invited on the media outlets. As a matter of fact, this country will allow your racist ass to run for president. Right? So this article goes on to say card-like tweets from the former president's son regarding the trans and non-binary mass shooters from March this year, given the incredible rise of the trans and non-binary mass shooters in the last few weeks. By far the largest group committing as a percentage of the population, maybe rather than talking about guns, we should be talking about the lunatics pushing the gender affirming bullshit on our kids. Well, that's another area of the right wing that they push, the anti-trans and all that kind of stuff, right? And it's unfortunate to me that they tie all of that stuff with the struggles of black people. And I don't have anything against trans and all that kind of stuff. I just think that they're separate and they should be separate. And I think their struggle is a little different from our struggle. But they tie all that together. Another tweet he liked from Tucker Carlson regarding the same subject reads, "The trans movement, it turns out, is the mirror image of Christianity and therefore its natural enemy. People who believe they are God can't stand to be reminded that they are not." Listen to what I'm saying. I try to tell y'all guys that this movement, even though it's racist, even though it's extremist, and we see the racists and extremists in this country, the heart of this movement, the core of these guys' beliefs, what is motivating them is a religious ideology, and that religious ideology has an undercurrent that is so strong that it's going to push them to their extremist views no matter what. And as you see a quote from Tucker Carlson saying that the homosexual movement is the opposite of Christianity, and whatever the hell he said, God can't stand to be reminded, and they're not. Listen, that Bible has it, all in there that how gay people should be dead, dealt with, unalived. It's in there. So these people aren't going to say it like I just said, right? But that's part of the reason why they can't leave these people alone, because their doctrine tells them that they need to do something about them. Just like their doctrine tells them that I'm not equal to them. I'm not the same as them. Right? That's been my whole problem with these ideas and these psychologies, these philosophies, is that they're divisive. And so many people believe in these fake ancient philosophies that we can't even move forward as human beings in current day. We just can't, and they always go back to those doctrines. You can look at what's going on over there in Israel and watch the killing and the murdering that is going on in that country, and you can draw a beeline straight back to religion. Even with Vladimir Putin, one of his motivations, wrongfully so, was that Zelensky was Jewish and he was a Nazi, right? And he was trying to get rid of him. All of these atrocities that we watch in the world has a religious undercurrent. 9/11, when they knocked down the Twin Towers, those Arabs that committed that act was trying to get rid of the devil in the United States of America, right? And then after that attack, our mindset turned to be anti-Muslim, the religious Muslim, right? We call Muslim terrorists, right? Religion is the undercurrent of all of this crap, all of these atrocities, these killings, these murders, these genocide. And this is not a new thing in 2023. Throughout history, religion has been the undercurrent of the most murders on this planet. And for me even making that statement, that nobody wants to hear it. They will tone it out. And then they will use some other evil to blame. Just like me, I pointed out racism, gun control, and all that kind of. They stay stuck there on those topics. They'll stay stuck there on the Twitter posts and the media that this guy intake, but they won't go a little bit further. But I digress. But that just proves my point, what I just said. He also liked the post from Denise DeSouza about banning assault weapons, which reads, ban assault weapons. Well, cars kill more people than guns do, but we blame the driver. We don't ban large and fast cars. We understand that cars like guns don't act by themselves. The blame lies with the people who operate these mechanical devices. Common sense 101. That's one of the stupidest arguments that gun advocates use. Whenever they say guns don't kill people, people kill people, and they use the argument that cars kill more people than guns, and That's one of the stupidest arguments, and here's why. Guns kill people. Guns, yes, if you have the gun in your fucking hand and you use it to kill somebody, you and that motherfucking gun kill somebody. You can't take the gun out of the equation because you're a human operating it. If you was that same human and you had a broomstick in your hand, you wouldn't kill somebody with the goddamn broomstick, but you got a gun in your hand, you're going to kill somebody with that gun. So you and that gun are to blame for killing people. You know? And yes, cars kill people. So what did they do? Back in the day, they regulated the cars. They didn't used to have safety glass in it. Used to, whenever you got in a car wreck and they didn't have the safety glass in it, your ass went flying through the goddamn windshield. Now you can't fly through the windshield because they got safety glass in the windshield. They used to not have seat belts in the car, so they regulated the goddamn car and put seat belts in the goddamn car. They used to not have airbags in the car, but damn near every car I know today got fucking airbags in it. They regulated the cars and made it safer for human beings, and the same argument can be made for guns. If you regulate the guns and make them safer for use, then it'll be better off for society. Well, how can you regulate guns to be safe for use, Tyrone? Well, I'm looking at my goddamn Samsung S23 right now, and every time I open this motherfucker, it's got to have a face lock or a fingerprint so I can use this bitch. You telling me you can't put a fingerprint scanner on a damn gun? You can't tie your fingerprint to that weapon so anybody can't get into it and use it recklessly. Right? And they said this guy had a history of mental problems in the military, and there's a record of that. Well, whenever he got out of the damn military, they should have said, sir, based on your damn record, you're not going to be able to purchase a AK-47 because based on your mental history, you might go out and shoot some goddamn body. So you cannot purchase a gun, sir. We need regulation. We need to take these weapons off of the damn street. There is no body that I know in the history of America use these AK-47s to go out and hunt fucking deer, to go out and hunt fucking food. They just don't. What these war weapons is for is to murder people. They've been used time and time and time again to kill human beings. Now we know. We have the data showing you that that's all these fucking AK-47s is used for, is to kill humans. Now that we know this, we need to do something about it. They're not being used for protection, right? People that are breaking in the house, 9 times out of 10, they're getting away with it, but you're not getting shot with AK-47s. They're not for protections. They're not being used for defensive purposes. These AK-47s and AR-15s or whatever they are, they're using for offensive purposes because these killers go out and hunt children. They hunt vulnerable civilians in schools and supermarkets. That's what they're doing with these guns. And we have a political system that is so broke in Washington, and they're scared of its electorate that they're scared to do anything about it. They're scared to do their fucking job and protect the citizens of this country. What the hell are you scared of? Are you scared of the corporations? Fuck the corporations. Protect your citizens. Are you scared of the blowback from the rednecks and the right wing of this country? Fuck them. Protect the citizens. Protect the fucking children. We're going to go to bed tonight not even knowing if your child go to school tomorrow, if somebody going to show up with a fucking weapon in their school and blow them the fuck away. That's the country that we live in tonight. Because nobody ain't doing anything about this fucking gun problem that we have in this country. I heard the briefing from the mayor or the governor of Maine, and I think it was the sheriff, and I turned the damn TV off. Because they weren't even addressing the problem. They was congratulating the police. They was telling us how great of a job the police did for responding. They were telling us how brave the police are because they tracking down this suspect. And then they was giving us thoughts and prayers about the victims of this shooting. And then they was offering help, mental help for the victims and survivors. Not one motherfucking word did that governor say about how to address the actual issue that killed 18 people in your damn state. You ain't say one damn thing about that fucking gun that killed them people. Not one thing. Go watch the damn briefing. They'll pat each other on the back. Say, ooh, you ran into the line of fire. You ran into danger. We want to take our hats off to our police force and how brave they are. We want to thank the first responders for showing up and doing their fucking job that the taxpayers pay them for. That's a waste of goddamn breath. Tell us what we gonna do to stop the fucking murder in this country. That's what I want to hear from public officials. I don't give a shit about you patting police officers on the goddamn back. I don't give a shit. They clock in because that's their fucking job. They went to the police academy knowing that they're going to put their lives at risk when they go to work every goddamn day. So we already know this. We don't need to hear this when a tragedy happened. They've already heard this when they graduated the fucking police academy. We don't need to hear this in no fucking news briefing. Let's talk about them victims and how we can protect the rest of the citizens in this country by doing something about those fucking guns. We live in a sad state in this country. And that's about the way every briefing goes after these mass shootings. That's about the way every briefing, they thank the police. They tell them they're doing a great job, and except for Uvalde. I don't mean to laugh at Uvalde, but I chuckle because Uvalde proved my point of why I'm so bothered. Uvalde, when that dude went down there in that school and shot those children, proved my point about how dangerous these weapons are. Those police officers was not trying to put themselves in harm's way because they knew what that weapon would do. They stood there in that hall scared because they knew with a fucking AK-47 or AR-15 or whatever that was, a semi-automatic weapon, they weren't about to run up in that classroom with that person continuing to fire that weapon. And why didn't they run up in that classroom? Because they know they might have lost their fucking life. They knew how dangerous that weapon was. And now you talking about people with body armor on, with weapons on their damn side, with their own fucking machine guns that was still scared to run up in that school and save children because of how dangerous these weapons are. You had to pull a whole police force that was standing in the hallways of a school scared to run in there and save children. That's how Uvalde proves my damn point. And the country is falling short by pretending like this ain't a problem. And then you will hear people call in here and say, well, black people kill it. This ain't about no black. I'm talking about all guns. The gang members take their fucking guns. We don't need to be able to kill nobody in this country at will. But whenever you talk about mass shootings, right? It becomes political, and they defend, in a way, the shooter and the weapon at the same time. They defend the shooter and the weapon at the same time. Man, what is this right here? Okay, this next line says screenshots from of a post from Card posted by YWN reporter Mo Schwartz shows that he's only posted twice on X. Mass shooter for a WNBA player. Great job. Keep up the good work. Card responded to the post about the CNBC story on Brittany Griner, who was previously held in Russia on smuggling charges for allegedly carrying medical marijuana prescribed marijuana hash oil into the country. At least 16 people have died in a mass shooting in the bowling alley in Maine. The death toll could rise as high as 22. The shooter targeted. I don't know. I mean, they ain't no use of reading no more of this story. It's just sad. It always turns out to be the same way. And let me tell you the ending of this story. You know, spoiler alert. Here's the ending of this story. America ain't gonna do a motherfucking thing for the victims of this shooting. That's the ending. The end. Ain't nothing gonna get done about us being in danger as citizens in this country. That's the ending of this story, just like it's the ending for every other mass shooting in this country. Just like it's the ending for every urban shooting and every crime shooting and every shooting that involved guns in this country. That's the ending, that nobody does a damn thing about people dying within inside the borders of this damn country. Nobody does shit about it. As a matter of fact, they create laws to defend the murder in this country by having laws like stand your ground, right? That means you can kill somebody and not be held accountable in this country. That's what stand your ground means. You can murder somebody in this country legally and not be held accountable for it. Look at Kyle Rittenhouse. Didn't have a damn bit of business where he was with that weapon, shooting people. And he got away with it. We need to do something about guns in this damn country. We need to do something about the weapons that we see involved in every one of these damn shootings. Somebody needs to do something about these AK-47s and AR-15s and semi-automatic weapons, and somebody needs to do something about these damn guns. It is tiring. It is frustrating that I know that probably next week we're going to be talking about another mass motherfucking shooting. I'm Googling right now how many mass shootings happened in 2023. Okay, well, they got. Give me something. This is crazy. Hold on. Well, look, it's got October the 26th, Sampson County, North Carolina, 5 dead, October the 25th, 18 dead. In Maine, it's up to 26. That's today. 5 people were killed late last night in a shooting near Clinton, North Carolina. That's to fucking day. That's another mass shooting in North Carolina. And we not even hearing about that one. The one with 18 dead is the second one on the list. This is crazy. 3 dead, 1 dead, 1 dead, 1 dead, 2 dead, 1 dead. This is crazy. And I think a mass shooting is classified. You don't have to have multiple people die. I think it had to be multiple people involved. And y'all can correct me if I'm wrong about that. So come on, Google. Give me a number. How many people have died? The Maine mass shooting marks America's 565th mass shooting this year. That is ridiculous. We only have 365 fucking days in a year. And mass, this is not individual shooting. There have been 565 mass shootings this year in 2023. Right? So far, 2023 is expected to be the deadliest year on record for mass shootings in the U.S. America has been rocked by another mass shooting after authorities say that gunmen opened fire in a bowling alley and a bar in Lewiston, Maine, killing at least 18 people. 13 people were injured on Wednesday night shooting. It's the latest massacre. Okay, it says it is the 565th mass shooting that rocked the United States, according to the Gun Violence Archive. And we're going to click on the link to the Gun Violence Archive. Mass shootings in 2023. Oh, this is pretty much the same thing Wikipedia had. I guess they tallied it up for the news report. Charts and maps. Unintentional shooting. This is a good map. Look at this map right here. I know you guys see it with me. It's got red dots of unintentional shooting, defensive use, home invasions, teens killed or injured, children killed or injured, number of injuries, number of deaths, suspect, predator, shot or killed, officer shot or killed, mass shootings. And look at where most of these things are happening. You know, and this is just a generic map, but these are the slave states. These are the slave areas. This is telling if you're just looking at this map here. The last 72 hours, what happened? Five killed in Clinton, North Carolina. We talked about that one. Man, you know, this is depressing. And I didn't plan on talking. I plan on talking about Donald Trump, dumbass. But this is just bothersome to me. That we go in year after year and year after year not doing anything. And then we got people out here fighting for unrestricted access to maintain the level of carnage in this country. It's just crazy to me. Look at this number here. This is 2023. It says total number of gun violence death, all causes, right? Now I don't know what that means, but 35,000 is a high goddamn number. Homicides, murder, unintentional, that's 15,000. Suicides, 19,000. Mass shootings, 566. It was 565. Mass murders, 32. This is depressing, guys. I swear it is. Look at all of these people dying. From guns. And here's a chart through the years. And here's the mass shootings that is since 2016. It starts at 383 and it seems to be going up every fucking year. I wonder why that is. Well, I don't wonder. I'm just that was That was just a question I asked for the fuck of it. The reason why it is we got access to more guns in this country, and ain't nobody putting no restrictions on these guns. That's why it's going up. Politics in this country has made it to where even if you mention anything about regulating guns in this country, people are pushed back. Just like if Sarge dumbass call in tonight, he will try to tell me how it's okay to have access to these guns because he killing fucking boar hogs. That lying motherfucker said, I got my fucking AK-47 to kill boar hogs. Motherfucker, there ain't that many goddamn boar hogs. What the fuck is you talking about? You got that gun because you believe you're going to raise up against a tyrannical government or some fucking bullshit right-wing myth that they programmed your ass. Ain't no fucking boar hog. I hate when these motherfuckers lie to me. And I can't push. Why don't you say the truth? I can't push back on them because they talk too goddamn much. But the motherfucker said he killing boar hogs is some bullshit. He got this gun just the same reason Robert Card got his gun. Just in case he need to kill somebody, some left-wingers. That's why they got their guns. It ain't against a tyrannical government. They want to kill Democrats. That's why they got them guns. They got them guns because they think one day that Black America might rise up and try to do them the same way they treated our ancestors. That's why they got them guns. They got them guns because in their fucking goddamn warped mind, they're always sitting there just on the edge of the goddamn seat waiting for somebody to come and knock on their door and threaten them. That's why they got them guns. We seen news reports of people with guns and right-wing fucking conservatives shooting at the USPS person, the FedEx guy. That's why they got them guns. There is no legitimate reason for these people to have these weapons of war at the ready all the goddamn time, especially when you get a crackpot every now and again to go out there at the tune of 565 motherfucking times and kill people in this goddamn country. There is no reason for these motherfuckers to have these guns. Who's this unknown caller?
Take your crooked ass finger and put it over that mute button, motherfucker, because I'm about to get your ass.
Hey, what's up, Sarge? How you doing tonight, man?
Now, let me explain something to you, man. I ain't never told your motherfucking lying ass, never. Not one goddamn second. Since I've known your funky behind, I ain't never told you that I got my AR-15s, plural, for shooting boys. I said that is an incidental use for them, and you know damn well I ain't never told you that's the primary reason. It is precisely, though, the reason for once you accidentally stumbled on the truth, among other reasons, to oppose a tyrannical government as a member of the well-regulated state militia spoken of in the Second Amendment. But you have no understanding of it because you understand nothing of the founding tradition of this country. You think they're racist and white supremacists and aren't worth holding up anyway. But you at least ought to know about their honest origins instead of the goddamn lies you tell constantly.
Okay, so let's slow down for a second. Tyrannical government. Let's talk about that. What is a tyrannical government, Sarge?
All right, sir. It is any government that would usurp the inalienable rights of the citizenry, has outlined A, in the Declaration of Independence, and B, our Bill of Rights, whatever form that may take, without recourse to any other redress. Now, do you understand, or do you need me to speak in some other language?
No, I want you to. I'm glad that you gave us the definition. So
notice how concise it was. No hemming or hawing or nothing, was there?
Okay, so I want you to answer the question now. Has the United States of America ever been a tyrannical government?
Yes, at times it has. In regions, yes, it has.
Okay, when has
not necessarily the United States federal government, but certainly state governments have.
I'm asking you, the United States federal government, has they ever been a tyrannical government?
You might want to ask the Japanese who were unconstitutionally interned during World War II about that. They might have a different agreement. Remember, they completely unconstitutionally usurped their rights under not only the 14th Amendment, but every other amendment in the Constitution, to include the original Constitution before the Bill of Rights was even adopted.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to see Sarge is not answering my question. I'm going to ask him one more time.
I just answered to you. The Japanese who were unconstitutionally interned in 1942. How specific do I have to be with your dumb ass?
Has the United States of America ever been a tyrannical?
I just answered the question. Are you aware of the history on that? You always complain about they gave reparations to the Japanese. You don't like it because they didn't give them to black people. Well, that's your example. Your government was tyrannical. So Democrat president, Franklin Roosevelt, issued an executive order ordering the internment without due process of Japanese citizens on the west coast of the United States and put in a concentration camp.
Okay, so why was the Japanese interned, Sarge?
The excuse was that there was a war on and they represented a national security threat because of the threat of Japanese invasion and sabotage and espionage.
On Pearl Harbor, right?
I swear to God, you need the history lessons like nobody I've ever seen.
You talking about when the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor, right?
After the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor, the executive order was issued.
Okay, so
by Democrat President Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Okay, so let's put the Japanese internment to the side, right? Because
you asked me for an example. Do I need to give you more?
No, I want you to let me finish.
How many do you need, sir?
Can you please let me speak? Let's put the Japanese internment to the side, ladies and gentlemen. And the reason we need to put the Japanese internment to the side is because they attacked Pearl Harbor and the Japanese citizens.
Are you out of your fucking mind? The Japanese citizens of the United States didn't attack Pearl Harbor. Okay. They were United States citizens.
Okay,
they had no evidence whatsoever that they attacked Pearl Harbor. What anything to do with it?
Can I please explain? I'm going to put you on mute for a minute. Okay, the Japanese country attacked Pearl Harbor, and because America is racist and they look at everybody and they categorize everybody the same way they did, they took the Japanese citizens that was in the United States because they felt like they might have sympathy for the Japanese people who attacked Pearl Harbor. They interned them wrongfully. Now, Sarge, that's what the fuck happened. Now we're going to put the Japanese internment to the side, and I'm going to go back to my original question. Besides the Japanese internment, in your opinion, has America ever been a tyrannical fucking government? Now answer the question.
For most of its history, no.
Okay.
But Abraham Lincoln took unconstitutional actions during the Civil War, much in the same manner as Franklin Roosevelt did.
Okay, so now.
So again, you keep asking me, I keep giving examples, and then you want to dismiss it and go on to something else, as if one isn't bad enough.
Okay, so now.
For the most part, no. The federal government of the United States, for the most part, has not been tyrannical. However, there are historical exceptions of which you are undoubtedly unaware because your whole mind is filled with nothing but demon rat talking points.
Okay, so let's say whenever, the purest in your mind that you saying that America might have had a little bit of tyranny with it, we'll put the Japanese internment back in there. Has the American citizens during those times ever lifted arms to fight against this tyrannical government?
Yes.
When?
During the Battle of Athens in Athens, Tennessee in 1946, when the Democrat government there committed massive electoral fraud, the citizens, led by GIs just back from World War II, took up arms and shot it out with corrupt government officials in Athens, Tennessee. They won. They got the right people who were actually elected put back in the office, and the state authorities are so embarrassed by it all, they never bothered to even prosecute anybody for it. There's one for you. 1946, within living memory, America took up arms against their government and prevailed. They shot it out and wounded deputies. They almost killed them. Nobody got killed, but about 39 to 49 people were wounded.
Okay, the Battle of Athens was in 1941.
Okay, now there's another one. How many more do you need, Tyrone? Because I can give this to you all day long, and you still dismiss everything because you're a blockhead.
Okay, well, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, the Battle of Athens.
I know you don't know. That's the problem with you. You're ignorant.
God damn. Why do you do this?
I know you don't know, Tyrone. You are ignorant or you pretend to be.
Well, when I'm looking at the Battle of Athens, it say 1941, and I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
1946. That's wrong. Whatever you got there, I got the book right in front of me.
Well,
1946, The Fighting Bunch, The Battle of Athens. Read that book one day. God.
Okay, so shut up. Guys, look, I want y'all to look right here. See, Sarge line. It says right here, the Battle of Athens was a rebellion led by citizens in Athens and Ewart, Tennessee, United States, against the local government. It wasn't against the federal government, Sarge. So you just told a fucking lie.
Negro, you said what government? You didn't say federal.
I said has the
American... Sir, listen to me. Yeah, I know the words. You see, I'm very careful to use the words I'm getting.
You told me to look it up. I looked it up.
You asked me when American citizens took up arms against their government.
No,
That's what you said. I know what you said.
Listen,
Go back and say your own thing.
Oh, God. The reason that you
said... I'm sorry if you're so goddamn careless, but I'm not.
Can you shut the fuck up? The reason that you say you got an AK-47 is to protect yourself against a tyrannical federal fucking government.
I ain't never said nothing. I know goddamn boar hunting.
God damn. But listen, this
is
not...
Stop that shit. Don't you ever say that again.
Okay, I got another caller here, and I want to get out...
I ain't never said nothing about no goddamn boar hunting. I said the purpose of it is to defend myself, against crime if I need to be, but that isn't the main reason for the Second Amendment, the well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. That is not the reason for because you need to protect yourself against crime. It is primarily so you can participate in a citizen militia for whatever purposes your governor thinks they need to put you to include an unconstitutional federal government.
Okay,
so
I'll let you get it out. And what I want you to do now, because I got a couple of other callers, why don't you just go ahead and admit that you lied about the Battle of Athens fighting the federal government?
I respond to what you said and not what you think you said. If you include the words federal government, I would have made clear it was a local government that they were opposed.
Do I need to play back what you said?
Yeah, you need to. Go back and play it, nigga, because I know what you said. I said, I'm going to trap this bastard, and I did.
Oh, God. I ain't going to do that.
Go back and play it. Rewind it and play it.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'm going to let...
When you ask the question, make sure you do.
Okay, well, I'm going to let whoever... who's on the phone here, line that I open.
What's going on?
What's up, Jay New York? And then it looked like I got another caller here. Hold on for a second. Let me open this line. Who's this caller here?
Hey.
Hey, Sister Ottawa. How you doing? Let Jay
I'm
New
good,
York...
and you?
That's
well,
good.
She could go first, ladies first. Guy.
Well, you can go ahead, Sister Ottawa.
I just want to mention just one thing, and anybody can correct me. But I think that when we start referring to the Constitution and the militia and all of that, we got to deal with it in context of where this country was at the time that was written. There was not a military, Navy, Army, Marines, whatever else that is out here now in terms of forces, military forces, but that wasn't in place. So they did need to have militias formed in different communities for that protection. So I think that we need to deal with this. That's why we need to go back and revisit this Constitution, tear it up, burn it up, and rewrite it.
Right.
Because we are always arguing about the Constitution, but never dealing with it in context of what was going on in the nation at the time. And that's my contribution.
All right, thank you, and I agree with you 100%. Because those were times where this nation was building, and those militaries has not been established yet. So I agree. Go ahead, Jay. What's up, man? Jay, you talking?
Can you hear me?
There you go.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really gonna say what Lady Otto was actually. That's a good point that she brought up. But what I wanted to say is that the assumption for or the statements that a lot of these Americans in rural areas or suburban areas, they like going hunting. They also like to protect themselves, right? From something like this happening. But I always say, look, like these mass shootings that happen, right? Where's all these guys that got all the guns at? Why they don't save the day? Why is there right now that they, and this is two situations, right? Police equipped with all the shit that they have, one man, they gotta go and put all these resources in one man. But yet, American citizens in this country claim that by them having a weapon is going to save them from something like this happening. But yet, I don't see these people or the community getting together, all these hunters, and saying, you know what, we're going to track this guy down. So, for what I understand is that, guns, steel, physical steel, just gain one result: more destruction, more death. The answer that people claim to, have this safety issue, and again, people got the right to bear arms, but I'm just saying that it's so crazy that in Maine, right, where there's, not things like this don't happen, but it's happening. And again, all these hunters with guns, because it's a big known state for hunting, and everybody got a rifle and shotgun. Yet, this guy was able to kill 18 plus people, and no superhero came out with a weapon to neutralize this threat. I'll leave it there.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. Maybe instead of Sarge killing fucking hogs or whatever the hell he do with his weapon, he can go to fucking Maine and try to help hunt this guy down, since he need all that firepower down there in Georgia for no damn reason, apparently. Sarge, your line dropped off or whatever. But it's a sad day. Again, whenever we're not addressing these mass shootings. But real quick, y'all, as far as politics is concerned, the dominoes are falling. The dominoes are falling when it comes to Donald Trump. Whenever you see that his attorneys are flipping and making deals, these are people that was close to Donald Trump. All of these people, Donald Trump is going to go to jail. I believe, I don't know if he's going to go to jail or not, but he's going to be penalized for breaking the law. Because everything is going against him. Everything is that crazy lady, Sidney Powell, she flipped. Kenneth Chesebro, he flipped. Jenna Ellis had flipped, and the other guy flipped. That was his next in line. So all of these people are flipping because they don't want to go to jail, and Donald Trump, he's in trouble, guys. But I just wanted to touch on that.
Oh, we're gonna get into that one, huh? I don't know if Sarge is gonna bear that one, if he's gonna come back for that.
Well, he's a chicken. That's why he hung up the phone. He can't take this heat. What's up, Miss Elisa?
Hey, Tyrone. How you doing? Hi, everyone. What's on the phone?
All right. You got anything?
No.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
let me just say this real quick. When you and Sarge were arguing about whether or not you said federal, or whether federal was said, I I rewound it back on YouTube to hear what was said. Not only did you say it, he did too. So,
damn, he jabbed himself more.
and he said, as far as the federal government goes, blah blah blah. So he said it too. Anyway, I just wanted to put that out there because I wanted to hear it. Like what you were saying, Tyrone, about Trump and all of this foolishness he has going on. You know who I think would be the smartest person to go ahead on and take a deal and flip, but I doubt they will give him the type of deal that they have to give in some of these other ones. That would be Rudy Giuliani. If he had the sense that God gave a roach, he would go ahead on and flip and see if he could get something going in all of the cases. I mean, he screwed up as far as, you know, the civil lawsuit he has going on. But he was smart. He would at least try to seek a deal because they might not give him a sweet deal, though, because Giuliani is knee-deep in it like some of the others. But the reason he should, because let's just say some way, somehow, Trump is able to skirt out of some of this, Giuliani's going to prison. He's going to prison. So that's why I said that Giuliani should be the next to at least try to get some type of deal going, if I were him.
Yeah.
Because he's all messed up. But, again, they might not give him a great deal, but he would get better than the amount of time that he's looking at. Giuliani's going to prison. He's one that will go to prison. And his won't be home detention because he's not president. I mean, he's not an ex-president, you know, dealing with Secret Service and all of that. Trump is. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Good point.
Well, yeah, I mean, with everything that's going on and everybody that's flipping right now, that just shows the guilt that we've been saying for years that's been going on with Donald Trump. Because they're going through the justice system, it's not partisan. It's judges and some of the people he appointed that are making these decisions of
Republicans.
how he broke the law. Everybody that testified against him is a Republican. It's not Democrats that is doing this. He broke the law, and the witnesses that seen the crimes being done is Sidney Powell, Jenna Ellis, and all of the Kenneth Chisborough, which is, you know, his lawyers. They're testifying against him now to the crimes that he committed. And I just seen today that Jack Smith has taken these people that flipped in Georgia, and he added it to the January 6th thing. Who's this unknown caller line that I open?
Look, I didn't hang up. I was anywhere. You hung up on me, you dirty nose.
Brother, listen, sorry, for real. I don't hang up. Sometimes the call, brother, the calls drop, man. That ain't me hanging up on nobody. I don't have nothing to say. Shut up. Let me say this right here. Shut up. Let me say this right here. Shut up. Let me say this right here. I don't have shit to say, so that's why I want y'all to talk. So I'm not gonna hang up on you. So go ahead.
I'm saying, man. You think for one microsecond I'm scared of you and your idiotic talking points? You better go somewhere and dream on further. Go back to sleep and dream some more, because it ain't happening. I mean, every one of your little points I can brush aside with effortless ease. Just like you're now talking more DNC talking points. Oh, this walls are closing in. They're flipping on Donald Trump. No, they took a plea deal. In exchange for the plea deal, they agreed to testify. Now, if they testify and this prosecutor is not going to suborn perjury, which I suspect she might be, but let's say she doesn't, and they tell the truth. If they tell the truth under oath as to what went on, I am convinced none of it will implicate Donald Trump.
What?
You're kind of slow on the uptake. They made a plea deal in exchange for their testimony. Their testimony in open court will be given under oath. That means they have to testify truthfully unless, of course, the prosecutor is extorting them by suborning perjury. If she is not, and they tell the truth, I am absolutely convinced the truth will not implicate Donald Trump. You don't understand how these things work.
Have you seen the indictment?
Oh, for Christ's sake, there you go again. Why is it every single time I show a defect in this indictment, you tell me if I read it? And I've told you a million times I read the damn thing. They got to prove what's in the indictment. When is they going to get to your blockhead?
Okay. But anyway.
Jesus.
Okay.
I ain't never seen a stooge like you who whatever the government says, it's got to be gospel.
Oh, I'm a stooge.
Man, I never seen nobody like you.
Well, okay, so in a completely different case with Jack Smith or whatever his name is, Mark Meadows has flipped on Donald Trump, and Mark Meadows was Donald Trump's, what was he to Donald Trump?
Chief of staff.
Yeah, he was his chief of staff. So
again, he's made an agreement to testify. He has to testify
against him.
Wait a minute. If he is if he's under oath on the stand and he's made a contractual agreement to testify truthfully, then he's got to tell the truth. See, I understand that. You don't.
Sarge, yeah, he's gonna have to tell the truth.
Remember,
Sarge,
no matter what he says, he is going to be subject
Let me ask you
cross-examination.
Let me ask you this question.
Let me finish.
Okay, go
He's
ahead.
going to be subjected to cross-examination no matter what he says.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Who is Mark Meadows going to testify against?
I don't know if he's actually going to testify to anything. He's probably going to testify to something that is a matter of fact that the government believes will implicate Donald Trump. And I'm telling you right now, I doubt that.
So he's going to testify against Donald Trump, right?
For instance, he might say, did Donald Trump speak with Brad Rassenberg on the telephone? Well, Mark Meadows is going to have to truthfully testify, yes, he did. And the prosecutor say, see, we got him now. He spoke to Brad Rassenberg, and they tried to extort him, and it changed in the election. See, that's the kind of bullshit that you believe in, because you don't know no better. You're a goof.
Let's push the ball forward then. Okay, let's say everybody flips, everybody testifies, and all the information is pointing toward Donald Trump. And everything points toward Donald Trump, and they validate it, and they come up with everything. Would that then convince you that Donald Trump broke the law, Sarge?
All right, one more time. They are saying Donald Trump broke the law by committing I'm talking about in Georgia. In Georgia. Okay. Donald Trump broke the law by contesting a fraud that he knew, saying an election was fraudulent that he knew was not fraudulent. That's what they're saying in Georgia. And he had a conspiracy, a RICO conspiracy, to affect that outcome. That's what they're saying. I do not believe it is possible for them to convince anybody that Donald Trump did not believe the election was stolen from him, because he definitely does. So he can't be guilty of fraud if that is true.
Okay, guys, what you just heard was Sarge. Listen, for real. Just look at the screen. And here's the Georgia indictment, right? It's got the state of Georgia versus Donald Trump. And here it is. Donald John Trump on counts 1, 5, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 27 through 29, 38 through 39. And these are the Georgia statutes that count 1 is violation of Georgia RICO and racketeering and influence, right? And count 5 is soliciting a violation of the oath by a public officer. And count 9 is conspiracy commit impersonating a public officer. Count fucking 11. It just goes on. So Sarge, it's not just one charge in Georgia. Do you get that? Did he drop off again?
No, I keep myself on mute like I usually do. Excuse me, I had to take myself off. Look here, I have to continually mind you that Georgia conducted an audit in some counties, or rather, some counties conducted audits of their own voting totals. And there were voting totals in contested counties that revealed the county government in those areas. I forget the name of the counties, right, but I'll get them for you. that said they did not conduct proper chain of custody and signature verification. That, in effect, bolsters much of Trump's case. Now, what the prosecution is saying is none of it was outcome determinative, but they're not denying that an audit revealed tremendous irregularities to show nothing of the fact that a Georgia election law was changed in violation of Article 2 of the United States Constitution.
Okay, you ain't following me, brother.
You're not following me. I'm saying that Georgia confirmed much of Donald Trump's claims that the election was at the very least irregular, if not outright stolen. Georgia's own audits, counties in Georgia that audited the election results, confirmed much of what Donald Trump was claiming.
Hold on. Sarge, hold on. Listen, there was an audio and video of the state, the people that was involved in that, right? And remember that audio that Donald Trump called the guy, the attorney general or whatever, and he kept insisting. He says, no, we got the information and this is what it is. You know, and he was like, oh, well, can we set up a meeting? And this, and he says, listen, you could set up a meeting, but the reality is that they already did the calculation. This is what it is. And Donald Trump got on the phone and he kept, Sarge, they proved in their paperwork, and that's where the lady got in trouble because she was saying, oh, but we don't see what you have. We don't have the records and we need to see that. How do we know? And that lady right now, the other day, just pled guilty, right? And then you got the young girl that just pled guilty, right? Sarge, you could dodge one bullet. You could do, like, this is not the Matrix. You could dodge one bullet, and you know in the game, if you got 100 bullets coming at you, one of them is going to hit. And this is the truth. Donald Trump fucked up. He tried to manipulate his way through, and he thought that these people, and they worked for him. They went to bat for him. But he thought he had everybody in place that was going to follow through. That's why he called that guy. He said, oh, well, you know, I need the 1,000, and you know that I won, and trying to convince him to change the numbers and all this other shit while he had Mark Meadows on the phone, while he had that white lady on the phone. And look at what's happening right now. So you could say whatever you want. The government has that evidence, which is public too, because we've seen and heard this, right? But they have more in-depth stuff. And these people are going to testify on the record that Donald Trump was the one that told them to go and do that. It's very rare that they get him because he doesn't do emails, he don't do this. But they got the close people where they put enough pressure on him and said, you know what, if you don't give this shit up, you're going in prison. And he's not going to help you. This is where we at, Sarge. Yeah, you can argue that all you want.
And guys, let me say this, Sarge. Let me say this, Sarge, and then you can go. And guys, just look at the screen, right? Like every number up under Donald Trump's name is a law violation that he broke, right? And whenever you look over here to the law violation and that's next to the number that's up under Donald Trump's name, it's got the law violation code of Georgia that he broke. So when Sarge is saying that Donald Trump has proven that the election was blah, 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 he's not following me because you got all of these counts of criminal behavior and laws that's been violated that he's not addressing. He's not addressing the false statements. He's not addressing the conspiracy to commit impersonating a public officer. He's not addressing these count by count laws that Donald Trump has broken. But go ahead, Sarge.
Again, even I am not claiming that Donald Trump has proven his claim. I repeatedly maintain is, and I can definitely prove this factually, that authorities in Georgia who conducted audits in their counties, and even the statewide so-called recounts to some extent, corroborate the evidence that Donald Trump submitted to Brad Raffensperger, among other things, on that telephone call that tend to corroborate his side of the events. Even I'm not saying that's proof. What proof is it comes in a court, which never occurred. It was never heard in court. Now, since the prosecution is accusing him of having no basis for believing that the election in Georgia was stolen, he is now going to be able to introduce evidence in court that corroborates his belief. Otherwise, he will not be getting due process of law. So we shall see.
Well, let's say that you're right. Let's say that you're right, and he proves whatever you just said, right? That still don't eliminate all the rest of these criminal counts that Donald Trump is charged with in Georgia. Do you understand that?
No. For one thing, remember, the crux of the case is fraud. That is the crux of the case. And importuning a state official to violate his oath. Pointing out things, evidence that is solid and corroborative of claims is not soliciting a public official to violate their oath. It is asking them to perform the duties of their office. And here's the evidence on the basis of which you should do so. So that charge would have to go away, among others.
Okay, so let's just take count 11. Conspiracy to commit forgery in the first degree. This is a charge that Donald Trump is charged with, right? Now, that is specific. That takes an action to commit forgery on whatever paperwork Donald Trump signed. He did that. So, Sarge, whatever you're claiming, do not get rid of this count 11 charge. It just don't.
Let me tell you what that is. That comes out of that whole fake elector shit, which is actually alternate electors. We've got the transcript of the people who were involved in it. We've got their complete transcript and the context in which they did it. They never represented themselves as the slate of electors that was duly certified by the government of Georgia. They represented themselves legally and factually as electors that had been chosen and had been pledged to vote for Donald Trump. And they said they were standing by as alternate electors in the event that Donald Trump's court challenges prevailed. That is not fraud. That is not forgery. If they submitted a state seal and they forged the signature of a state official to the effect that they were the duly certified by the state of Georgia electors, then that would be forgery. But I'm going to guarantee you that will not be able to be what that bitch can prove in a court of law.
Okay, calm down now. Calm down.
I guarantee you that. I'm certain of that.
Okay, so
now, if they represented themselves as a duly certified slate of electors of Georgia that was certified by the governor and the secretary of state, then that would be fraud and forgery. But that's not what they did. They were standing by as an alternate slate should Donald Trump's court challenges prevail, and they would be the ones that, after Congress resubmitted it back to Georgia for reconsideration, they would be standing by to have their votes cast for Donald Trump. And that has been done before in Hawaii in 1960 and in 1876, and nobody got prosecuted for it because it's perfectly constitutional and legal.
Okay, so did we do a report to where the fake electors sent their actual electors to Washington to the National Archives? Did we do a report on that?
Okay, again, if they certify themselves as the ones that were selected by the state, you would be correct. Certifying themselves as alternate electors and making it clear that's what they are is not forgery or fraud. That's what I keep telling you, and you keep ignoring it. Talking about what this shows and what this shows and what that shows. The only thing is if they forged signatures of officials that said they were duly certified as state, then I'm going to have to agree with you, yes. They may be guilty of fraud and forgery.
Okay, so hold on for 1
second. But that isn't what they did. I am certain of it.
So hold on for 1 second. What Sarge is saying is true. But what is also true is if they falsely represent those electors, if they represent somebody that they're not and sent it to the National Archives, that is also fraud. So Sarge,
and when they went in person, listen, Sarge, they went, Sarge. What about when they sent those fake elective officers or whatever to those places to try to get that right? No. They were fraudulent people, and then they went over there claiming that they was the ones in charge of this and that, and now they're getting charged. You know that, right?
I don't believe you were correct.
No, it's not. Listen, it's not what I say. Listen, hold on. I'm getting the information from when the charges came up and when they reported on it. I'm not involved in it. I heard about it when the news reported, and the news reported when they got the information that these people got locked up.
Okay, I've got the exculpatory evidence to the contrary in the form of their officially transcribed report of their meeting, which was held in December of 2021 and duly entered into the record at that time. And I'm telling you right now, there's nothing in there that indicated they were pretending to be something that they were not.
So why did they get arrested for?
Has been done 4 or 5 times previously in the history of the United States and presidential elections.
Why did they get arrested then?
Because they're trying to manufacture a case. They're trying to smear Donald Trump. And they know they can get away with it because there's not going to be any penalty for doing it. He's an existential threat to them.
And let me ask you, why is the girl the other day, why is she, the lawyer, why is she pleaded guilty and said that she didn't know nothing and she's blaming everybody else? Why she did that?
I'm not her lawyer. I'm not her
you don't know.
I can speculate as to why. I can tell you, I can speculate as to why, because I don't think she wants to get herself bankrupted defending herself in this case.
But wait, why Donald Trump don't help her?
How much this is going to cost to go through the whole thing?
But why? So
said, let me finish. You asked a question. Will you let me finish?
I'm asking you why Donald Trump ain't helping her. That's my question.
I'm answering it. Again, her lawyer was presented with the deal that the district attorney offered to her. It is a lawyer's duty to advise what they think is in the best interest of their client. If it's merely a misdemeanor, a slap on the wrist, and a relatively small fine, then it's the lawyer's duty to advise the person to take the deal, because to defend themselves all the way through this would undoubtedly cost her hundreds of thousands, if not maybe millions of dollars. So she took the deal.
So why Donald? Hold on. If she's telling the truth prior to this, and they're making her, because in your probably mind, they're forcing her to tell lies, right? So I'm asking you why Donald Trump does
say that, because that would be suborning perjury. That is a crime. If the prosecutor is suborning perjury, that is a crime. I'm not accusing them of that yet, but I suspect they may be ready to.
Well, hold on. Why didn't Donald Trump pick? All right, yeah, okay, but moving forward, why? No, because my next question is why Donald Trump didn't hire a lawyer for her and paid her lawyers.
You're gonna have Donald Trump. I don't know.
Okay. All right, we'll leave it there. I'll leave it there. No problem.
Sorry, your defense of these people are falling short, man, because there's actual crimes that these people are charged with. And
every time a black man's accused of crime, you just.
I was just trying to juggle.
No, because government never lies about anything.
All of a sudden, you care about black people getting charged with crimes.
Black man.
When did you give a shit? When did you start giving a shit about black people being charged with crimes?
Almost every time. The government lies. Black men never get a fair shake.
When did you start caring about black people getting charged with crimes?
The government never lies about criminals and what they allege they have done. According to you,
deflection. This is just another
according
deflection.
to you, it's a deflection because you done pulled it so many fucking times.
And now you care about black people getting charged with crimes.
Every time. That's the rabbit you pull out of your goddamn hat.
Now you care about black people getting charged with crimes.
Yeah, I care about it. Yeah, now I do. I didn't care before, but now I do. Get out of here with that crap.
Yeah,
I evaluate every case on its merits, and that includes against criminals.
No, if you did,
and I've told you that many times in the past.
Listen to what I'm saying, though. If you did, then you would go by that. You would go down that indictment, and you would tell us why Donald Trump is not guilty of each charge. But you're not doing it. You ain't gonna give me time to do that. So until you decide you're gonna give me about 45 minutes, I'm not gonna do it. It shouldn't
take
45 minutes.
When you're ready to let me do it, let me know.
It shouldn't take 45 minutes.
I'll tell you why I don't think he's guilty of any of these charges or specifications.
Okay, I don't give a shit, Sergeant, but you're not doing
I know you don't give a shit. And I'm not asking you to give a shit. I'm responding to what you say.
Sarge, he's not going to win all these cases. Sarge, he's not. And he got people,
listen, guys, this is the biggest.
They go.
This is the biggest. Sarge, let me say this right here.
How many times did I tell you that? He's going to get convicted.
This is the biggest perspective that's coming out of Georgia, right? Jenna Ellis, Ken Cheeseborough, and the Kraken lady was Donald Trump's attorneys. Those people represented Donald Trump's point of view. So now that they're going to testify against Donald Trump, basically they're going to agree with Fannie Willis that Donald Trump committed crimes. So that's just what the fuck going on.
Oh, they're going to testify to things under oath, and they are obligated to tell the truth as they know it.
They got to testify.
Right, obligated to tell the truth. Right, to tell the truth.
Wait a minute. You're lying. Hold
Donald Trump in a crime. No. I don't think it will. And it won't hold up under cross-examination. I definitely don't believe that.
Okay, so in the hearing yesterday with Jenna Ellis, right? The attorney straight up asked her to testify against Donald Trump. Donald Trump's name was brought up in Jenna Ellis's plea that she would testify against Donald Trump. That's what the hell going on.
Okay.
They asked her, do you understand?
Okay, fine. Let's say that she does.
Fine.
Let's say that testimony that the prosecutor elicits, and that's the word. Look up what that word means. So you don't think the prosecutor is going to elicit responses from her that the prosecutor believes are incriminating against Donald Trump. That's what she's going to try. And once she does that, that opens the door to cross-examination from his defense attorneys, and I am convinced they will not hold up under cross-examination.
Sarge, these are his lawyers, Sarge. And then let's not talk about the other lawyers. Sarge, we don't want to talk about the other lawyers that are talking.
This is union yet, Jay.
This is how Sarge confused people. He's talking about illicit. No, Jenna Ellis agreed to testify against Donald Trump.
Yeah, and in that testimony, the prosecutor is going to try to elicit the answer that is most favorable to their case. What else do you expect her to do? Is she going to elicit answers from her witness that is harmful to her case?
Okay, so what? Okay, you're a police officer. What does
man? I'm trying to explain to you how this shit works, and you act like I don't know.
Okay, guys, listen. Hold on. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give y'all the fucking definition of testify. You're a fucking police officer. What does testify mean, Sarge? Huh?
Testify means to attest to facts and circumstances at issue before a particular case or circumstances.
Okay, so now, you're right. But look, here's what Google said. Give evidence as a witness in a court of law. Jenna Ellis is going to testify with her evidence against Donald goddamn Trump.
Not for, but against.
Shit.
Well, wait a minute now. I gave a universal definition. You gave one that's more legal. But that's okay.
What is it? It's illegal.
It ain't got nothing to do with Listen, you're saying the lawyer is going to elicit fucking answers. No, she's going to testify.
Yeah, she's going to elicit answers that are favorable to her case.
Good Lord.
That's why I use the word elicit.
Damn, she's not going to elicit.
Sarge, why you trying to play with the words though, Sarge? For real, why you trying to play with the words?
He think this country boy slow. That's why.
All right. One more time. The defense is going to elicit answers from them that are favorable to their case. That's the way it works. That's the purpose of.
Wait, Sarge.
Direct examination, known as cross-examination.
Okay, so let me say it like this right here.
Elicit the testimony that is most favorable to the case.
Okay, so let me say it like this right here.
That's why I use the word.
Okay, so in Jenna Ellis's plea deal the other day, right? The word elicit was not used one time, but testify was used in reference to Donald Trump and what her actions will be whenever she does testify. So
like Fannie Willis and her prosecutors are going to try to elicit testimony that hurts their case, and Donald Trump's defense lawyers are going to try to elicit a testimony that hurts their case. Are you fucking nuts? Of course they aren't. They're going to try to get the answers that are most favorable to their case, as they should do, as long as they don't perjure themselves or suborn perjury.
Let me ask you this. Do you think Rudy Giuliani going to flip?
No, I don't think he's going to flip.
No,
I think if he makes a plea deal, he will testify. I think he will. If he accepts a plea bargain, he will get up there and testify truthfully, and he will be subject to cross-examination.
I think he's going to prison. Or he's going to jail.
Plead whatever you want. Who knows? He probably will.
Well, listen, his right-hand man, Bernie Kerik. Listen, Bernie Kerik is going to bring his ass and reverse himself right back to prison, too, if he don't testify. They got his ass. All right? Don't think that this shit is going to fly by. Donald Trump is in big trouble, and I knew this shit was going to happen. It was just a matter of time. I was just saying, is our country really going to, like the people that work in government, are they going to give him a fucking a pat on the back, or are they going to, we don't want to do this for America, or because he's one of us, and we don't like him, but, he's government. You know what? Now I see, like, they're not playing. He's getting what the law is supposed to be. You see, the law play there, you say, the government is fucked up. But this is the time that finally they're fucking grabbing their balls and doing what they're supposed to. Okay, so let's not play that game and they don't do shit.
I lost faith a little while there too, Jay. I ain't lying. I was like, when the fuck?
No, and he says, and Sarge said something real clear. He said, oh, well, when do you care about, now that the government, they don't do black people? Yeah, they do black people bad a lot of times. And so now you're comparing Donald Trump to a black person? First of all, Donald Trump, what's clear is this, is that for once, the system is starting to do what it's supposed to against one of their own or so-called own. Really, a guy that wanted to destroy this country. So he wasn't really one of their own, and that's probably why they're going to get at him. He said, damn, you know what? We like him, but he wanted to take over the whole shit, and then he wanted to fuck this country up too. We can't have that. That's the only reason. That's why you see Chris Christie turn on him. That's why you see all these fucking piece of shit Republicans, because they still pieces of shit, Mitt Romney running away like a bitch, because they were hoping he can win, but he got too crazy. Like they say, you get too big for your bridges. Remember that saying, Sarge? That's an old saying. You're getting too big for your bridges.
That's nice
there
narration. That goes to show you that all that proves to me is what Chucky Schmucky Schumer said. You know, if
Fuck
you get
Chuck
too big for your
Schumer.
bridges, those intelligence agencies, they got 90 ways from Sunday of getting back at you. Yeah, that's the deep state in action for you, buddy. That's your Russia collusion. That's your 2 Trump impeachments. That's all the shit the deep state's been pulling for decades now. And Donald Trump finally exposed it. Donald Trump didn't cause it.
No. Donald.
Okay. And you know what? All of us now can see the truth of it.
No, Sarge, you one thing, you're right about one thing. Donald Trump did expose something. He exposed himself, and he exposed how corrupt our country is and how they would kiss ass all the way to they couldn't no more. All right, and because the way he acted, he like the monster. They remember that Ghostbusters. They just showed it the other day, and it's the Halloween. Ghostbusters, when they built up that big ass the Pillsbury Doughboy, whatever the fuck that shit was, right? It got too big and exploded. A ghost, a big thing. They made a monster out of this guy, and it was too much for them. That's what happened. It imploded.
I agree with that.
All right, well, look here, man. I'll tell you what, man. I don't know what kind of world you
Frankenstein.
live in. Frankenstein. Mar-a-Lago's worth $18 million, and this fucking judge says it's only worth $18 million. He overvalued it. Anybody with half a brain knows it's worth at a bare minimum $730 billion, up to $1.1 billion if it was sold on the market. So don't give me that shit. We know what's being done here. Anybody with half a brain can see it. Maybe that's why a lot of people can't.
So it's not against the law to lie to the government about taxes?
I'm going to say one more time here. In New York law, the New York Supreme Court has said that in order for there to be a fraud, this is not Sarge. This is what the New York Supreme Court said. In order for there to be fraud, there must be a distinct and discernible injury. There was none. Everybody got paid. The banks got paid. New York State got more tax money. People got employed to work in the businesses that were expanded. There were no losers. There was no injury, except that these freaks try to make up the case against Donald Trump. There was no injury.
Okay,
so therefore, according to the New York Supreme Court, there was no fraud.
Okay, so the injury is the taxpayer of New York. But listen, the way shut up, will you please shut up?
Hey,
Let me talk. Okay, listen. Okay, shouldn't you shut up? Listen, the way home property values work, right? I live in a neighborhood, and all the houses in this neighborhood are worth a certain price, right? So what Donald Trump is saying, that his house is worth $1 billion, that means that every house down there in Florida is worth $1 billion or somewhere around that damn, and that's just not true. So no, it's not worth no fucking $1 billion, Sarge, because all the fucking houses in that area would be worth a fucking $1 billion, you fucking moron. Damn.
Asshole, the adjoining property next to Mar-a-Lago with no buildings on it whatsoever, just grass and dirt, located on the beachfront, is valued at $250 million. You goddamn clown.
All right. Let me ask you something.
That's nowhere near $1 billion.
Let me ask you, what does cooking the books mean?
I just said the bare property next door with no development, no buildings,
Donald Trump is
nothing.
claiming
It's
that
on the market
Mar-a-Lago is
for
worth $1 billion.
$250 million.
Donald Trump
Sarge,
said it's worth $1 billion or $1.5 billion. That's what Donald Trump said.
How much? What does that mean? What does that mean when they say they cooking the books, Sarge?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you one more time. He's being accused of fraud. There is no injury. The Supreme Court says someone has to be injured. No one was injured.
Sarge, answer my question. What does cooking the books mean?
Cooking the book means to create deceptive entries in a log that does not reflect the true state of a business, property, or other administration.
That's
what
they're
cooking the
accusing
book is.
him.
When you present something that does not represent the true state of affairs of it. Remember, he is being accused of fraud. That is the charge. Fraud.
Right, and he was cooking the books.
All right, in order for there to be fraud, Supreme Court's already said what has to be there.
Sarge,
all
are they
five
accusing
elements
him?
have to be satisfied.
Sarge, are they accusing him of cooking the
You
books?
keep ignoring it like it doesn't matter.
Sarge, is he accused of cooking the books?
He's accused of fraud. I'm gonna say exactly what he's accused
right,
of.
and fraud, which means right
that he overvalued his property into commit the fraud.
And then he undervalued it when he had to pay taxes, right? Because he's claiming.
No, he didn't.
Listen to what I'm saying, though. He's already lost that case.
No. He paid the tax assessor's evaluation, which is different than the market value.
He would tell the banks he get more money. He would tell the wait. Let me get it clear, and y'all can correct me. He would tell the government he made less money on the property. He would tell the people that he was selling property to, or a condo, whatever, it was worth more. He inflated it. He told them it was worth more than what it was. Then he'll go back to the government and say he didn't make that much off of it. Okay?
But listen.
That's what I
saying.
understand.
He's already lost the Letitia James case. They're just trying to find out how much money he gonna pay, Sarge. So he already lost it, man.
No, he hasn't lost it yet.
Yes, he has.
Ordered it.
No. I need to Google again.
The judge ordered him to divest himself of all his businesses and to leave the state for purposes of business in New York State. That has not been done. That's been put on hold.
Hold on.
So you're wrong.
Sarge, they accuse him of cooking the book, Sarge.
I know what they're accusing him of. You ain't got to tell me.
Right, and they're gonna go through every detail to see what happened. They're gonna look at every bank statement.
I welcome it. Let them do it then.
Well, they're doing it already.
I don't think they're going to be able to stay in this case, and not many people do, except you guys here at the TRS.
I'm not the one that's sustaining any case. They are. And they saw something that we didn't. They saw something we didn't. They said, hey, wait a minute. We ain't see this before. Oh, nobody really never really looked into it. Huh? Especially when he was president. What happened? What he fired somebody? What he tried to do? He was sending people from the IRS after people. He was getting people audited. Damn, Sarge. He was getting people audited. So that means he was playing.
Whatever the state of New York assessed the tax evaluation of that property has.
When he was the president, listen, they said that when
the tax assessor's valuation on my house is not what I can sell it on the market for.
They said when he was
checked.
When he was the president, he sent IRS to audit certain people that he didn't like and that was going on.
Oh, he sent them? Oh, you mean the Internal Revenue Service did? He sent them personally. Is that it?
No, he made them. He made. Remember, no.
Donald Trump
Hold on. He listen. He put people in
IRS
position.
does that. They do that.
Put people in position.
Pick.
Remember, he hired a lot of people. You forgot?
Okay. So that's your reasoning then? That's the way you reason? Because he hired them and put them in place, therefore he ordered them to do it?
You don't think he listen, they went after him just automatically, you think? Come on, man. Like,
I don't know. You're the one making the claim, not me.
But I'll tell you this much. Look, right now what was going on, I think that your boy, your former president, he has too much laying out, and what it is crazy that it's internally. It's not really, you can say Democrats are pushing this, they do, but you know what? The ones that are talking are his inner circle Republicans. And then you don't see the support. Where's his daughter? Where's all these other people that's around him? Remember all those people that was around him in the beginning? Where are they?
Okay, I guess you're not familiar with what happened in the Speaker of the House vote recently when it comes to Republican establishment figures and how they tried to sabotage the vote against Johnson. I guess you're not privy to that either, are you? The Republican establishment hates Donald Trump and they hate MAGA. They want to regain control of it, and they're losing.
Sorry,
They're almost as desperate as the Democrats are.
You just got a MAGA guy in just now, the House Speaker.
What did I just say? They tried to sabotage it, and they failed.
Well, they didn't get the other MAGA.
Yeah, I guess
MAGA
you guys ain't
extremists.
paying too much attention. I am. They talking about little backroom deals they tried to do to keep him from being elected. They'd rather have a chaos going on than put somebody MAGA in there. But you know what the difference was? The people burning up the phone lines to these Republicans telling them, God damn it, get off your ass and elect a speaker. That's what forced them to do this, even though they didn't want to.
Yeah, well, they're looking foolish.
Yeah, well, I know they're looking foolish, and they should.
No, you guys can't govern, man. Sarge, you got to see that it shouldn't even, the speaker should not have been evacuated, right? But at the same time, they didn't have nobody in line to take up to replace Kevin McCarthy. And this guy that they chose is a goddamn extremist, and he's not good for the damn House of Representatives speaker whatsoever, because he's a religious fundamentalist. And you're not supposed to be extreme in that spot,
I'll tell you what, buddy. If he does but one thing, preventing them from bundling omnibus bills that are 15 to 200 to 2,000 pages long that prevent anybody from reading thoroughly everything that's in the bill, if he only does that one thing, as far as I'm concerned, everything else is forgiven.
Let me ask you this. So you wouldn't mind seeing the government shut down?
Let me say it again, what I just said. Did you hear what I just said? If that means shutting the government down, shut that motherfucker down.
Say what now?
Did you hear what I just said?
What's that?
No more 2,000-page bills that no one has time to read because you got to vote on it in 3 days.
So
now, if you can do that, if it takes shutting the fucking government down to do it, then shut the motherfucker down.
Well, wouldn't that prove that you guys can't govern?
Whatever you say, then don't vote for them then. I think a lot of people are sick of them doing that. When they lard up every goddamn budget with all kind of fucking pork that's helping destroy the country, help illegal aliens come in, give billions of dollars to Ukraine, and all this other crap, God damn it, as far as I'm concerned, they need to do it. And the people think that's a bad idea, then you can vote against them.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. It proves the point that you guys don't know what you're doing if you can't keep the government
open. Then don't vote for them then.
I'm not saying. Listen to what I'm saying. If you can't, shut up.
For that reason,
listen,
and a lot of other people who agree with me are going to do the same thing. You're free to vote against them if you wish.
All right, but I'm just saying. Listen to what I'm saying. If you can't keep the government open, that proves everybody points that y'all don't know what the fuck you're doing.
That's the important thing in life. You see what this government open is getting us? $33 fucking trillion in debt.
Okay, so listen. Hold on for a minute. Sarge, I'm gonna mute you for a second. Listen, that is a false talking point that the right wing use, right? And y'all can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but the money that the government runs off of, in part comes from the taxpayer, but mostly comes from the Federal Reserve. That's why they have the ability to print money. Most of that money coming from going to Ukraine, yes, it's going to be part of our taxpayer money, but most of that money is coming from the Federal Reserves. They got us under the impression that we're paying 100% of the money that is going over to these foreign countries and all that kind of bullshit. All the Federal Reserve got to do is print more goddamn money, and they'll be straight. So this budget and deficit bullshit, they got us fighting about that when the government doesn't work like your goddamn house because we don't have the ability to print our own goddamn money. So this talking point that Sarge using about the debt and all this kind of bullshit, they got him, They got him misled in this conversation. That's why it won't go. It's not gonna go good with me because he don't know what the fuck he talking about. I'm done, Sarge.
But Tyrone,
I know
Wait,
goddamn
let
well
Lisa
what
talk.
goes on
Let
with
Lisa
my
talk.
budget, Tyrone. Let me tell you something, Tyrone. I know
Hold
what
on.
goes on with my budget. And I've been calculating how much I'm spending for goods and services this year and how much I paid for the same goods and services last year. And as of now, based on my calculations, I'm spending about $7,500 a year in total for the same goddamn goods and services because of inflation. All that money, you say, they can just print to make up deficits.
All right, so let Lisa talk.
Now, I don't know where you got your economic degree from, but it must have been from Karl Marx University. It doesn't work that way. When you have more of a thing, it is valued less. That's what the word inflation means.
Okay, go ahead, Lisa.
Can I ask? Using the Ukraine as the money that's been allocated to be sent to Ukraine, and what has been sent to Ukraine, they're using that as a false talking point. Ukraine has to pay that money. Ukraine has to pay that money back with interest.
Mm-hmm.
They're not giving them anything. That
That's
money
a loan.
has to be paid back.
So you're saying that money is lend-lease? Is that it?
Sarge, that's a loan. You know that. Sarge, you know the U.S. don't do shit for free.
No.
You know, and we know they don't even do shit for us for free. Everybody that works, right, unless you work it under the books, you gotta pay taxes. And I'm gonna tell you another thing, Sarge. Even people that Sarge, you know that America doesn't do nothing for free. Whatever it gives out, it gets back some way or another. Stop playing.
I'm not playing. I'm asking specific questions about what was just said. She just said Ukraine has got to pay this money back. That's what she just said.
Yes.
Now, I don't think that they do. This isn't conditioned upon lend-lease or anything like that. They're passing grant money, aid money.
This ain't no grant money.
Humanitarian aid does not have to be paid back.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Ukraine's getting military aid as well as humanitarian aid.
Sarge, they're going to get something back. Stop it.
If you allow me to finish, humanitarian aid does not have to be paid back. Military aid does.
That's a loan. That's a loan, Sarge.
Again, the money is fungible. We are funding their pensions. We're funding their infrastructure improvements. We're funding things that are completely unrelated to military spending. And that money is coming under the rubric of humanitarian aid. They're not going to have to pay it back. They're going to have a net profit.
Food and stuff and the business. Come on, Sarge. Listen, you know that. Sarge. Food and certain aid will be free as the way they do with any other country. It's going to be massive.
Sir, what did I just say?
Sarge.
They're not going to pay it back. They're going to make a net profit.
Sarge, when you're talking about weapons and other shit, and they sending them money, they putting money in their account for other shit to get things done, materials and all that. Sarge, they're getting a check later on. You know that.
So
Stop
now
playing.
You understand the meaning of the phrase, money is fungible. Now you understand, don't you? Sounds to me like you do.
Okay, anyway, and the rebuild, the money for the rebuild, when they have to rebuild up what was torn down, once the war is over, the United States isn't going to fund all of that either. You're going to have a lot of private industry involved trying to making money to rebuild that. So the United States isn't going to be paying for. They're not going to be paying for that. They're not going to be lending the money for that, the entire thing either. And what they do, they're going to get back. That's how it works. That's why war is profitable, and they have to pay it back with interest.
Right. But I want y'all to read what's on the screen. The Federal Reserve is a nonprofit entity, and its expenses are paid. Any remaining profits paid to the Department of Treasury. The Department of Treasury then uses that money to fund the government spending. Now, and the reason that I'm bringing this up is because they got us fighting about the debt and deficit and all this kind of bullshit when, we pay taxes, but our taxes mainly go to our states. some go to the federal government. But the Federal Reserve have been printing money and upholding the damn federal government ever since, time immemorial. But they got us thinking that that's us manipulating that money. This is why they're talking about interest rates and all that kind of bullshit. That's got something to do with us when we borrow money. But these are the people that are setting all that bullshit and giving money back and forth. So the reason that they can afford these wars is because of the Federal Reserve and the Department of Treasury. The reason that they can send money to Israel and the Ukraine is because of these fucking government entities up there that actually prints the goddamn money. And that's why I don't want to get into a conversation about the debt with Sarge, because it's stupid to argue about some bullshit that we ain't got no control over. We ain't got no control over the debt and deficit, to be honest with you.
Tyrone, the Federal Reserve doesn't print the money. The Treasury does. The Federal Reserve controls the distribution of the money supply. They supply the money that the Treasury prints to the banks. They put out a call to the Federal Reserve to make up whatever amount of money they need to cover the amount of money the investors have in the banks, so they meet the minimum amount they're required to have.
Is that your money?
That's what they do. They don't print the money. The Treasury does.
Is that your money?
Sir, it's the money that makes inflation.
Is it your money?
That's why we got 8% inflation.
Is it your money, sir?
Yes, my money.
Okay, well.
When I'm spending $7,500 more a year,
like I said, I'm not going to have this debate with you because
2 years ago.
Okay, but either way, like Elisa said, that they're going to have to pay that money back. They're going to have to pay that money back some type of way. I mean, eventually. But I didn't want to get into. Go ahead.
Look, man. Look, there's no getting around this kind of money. This bastard's calling for more and more spending on things. He's not counting for less. He's not even counting for an audit of the way the money's being spent in Ukraine. Because it's going to be a while before they pay it back, no matter what. In the meantime, we're saddled with it, whether they got to pay it back or not. I mean, Britain didn't get around to paying its World War II Lend-Lease until 2005.
Sarge, what about Israel right now?
It's nothing to argue over. Is my point.
To Israel.
We shouldn't be arguing over that stuff.
Yeah, and they're going to give all this money to Israel. So you're going to be upset about that? They're going to give a lot of money to Israel.
Israel is an ally by treaty. We're not allied with Ukraine. Israel is an ally by treaty ratified by the Senate.
Is it a security? Is it a security interest? Is it a security interest?
Okay, I'm going to say it again. I know what to get through. I know how you like to change the subject.
Just like Israel. Israel is a security interest. That's why they said. Listen, let me tell you one thing the U.S. says. Listen, one thing the U.S. says that's clear when they talking in all these press conferences, no matter if they're Democratic or Republican, they say this are what they say they strategic security interests. So they said that they're going to protect those areas. Why? Because, again, it goes back to what I said. The U.S. don't do shit for nothing. They said, listen, we're going to protect this place, not because we want to be we good-hearted people, because we want to make sure that we got access to that area when we need to blow up or fucking spy on everybody else around them. Okay? So let's not play that game, Sarge.
So what we said, Israel's not an ally? Is that your contention?
Sarge, don't get mad and say, well, Israel is any different from the Ukraine, because the bottom line, hold on. The bottom line is there is a strategic security interest for the U.S. That's why they give the money to them. And don't be bitching and saying that. But I'm going to tell you this. You know what? People complain about that. But guess what? What about all the wars prior to that? Why they don't give us the money then? They talk about that they're giving the money somewhere else. So then why don't they give us the money then? They haven't spent the money here. Stop playing, Sarge. They're going to do what they're going to do. They're going to have strategic interest.
From the United States. They do. They spend money here. They buy a considerable amount of our weapons. Have you seen what they're equipped with? Yes, they manufacture.
Sarge, right now they can't even catch one guy. Listen, they got one. Listen, Sarge, hold on. They got one guy right now on the loose in Maine that killed 18 people, 15 plus people. And guess what? We gotta get our shit in order in our backyard. Stop lying. They're not investing the money the right way. Stop it. And you can't shoot your way through everything either.
Answer for it. They do spend their money here. They buy our arms. Look at what they're
more weapons, right?
Those M109A1 Paladin howitzers were made in the United States. Israel buys them from us. They buy the F-18s from us.
Right. That means
and
it's about business.
We're giving them $2.3 billion a year from the Camp David Treaty, and Egypt gets $1.8 billion a year from the Camp David Treaty.
Sarge, you don't think they're keeping a tally? Hold on. You don't think that you don't think that they're keeping count, the United States is keeping count how much shit is going to Ukraine, what they sending, how many missiles, how many bullets, everything.
I think it's a big laundromat, and the Ukrainian government, one of the most corrupt in Europe, is using it for all the corrupt oligarchs there in Ukraine. I'd say at least 40% of that money is going for crooked, illicit purposes.
Sarge, let's say in everything there's going to always be corruption. Now, for the most part, no. For the most part, you know that you're not. Hold on. You know that somewhere they have a book, and they're counting, and it's on a computer, and it's probably physically on a book. They know every little thing that's going out there, and it's going to be whatever that they can charge them later on. They're going to do it. America don't do shit for free.
And Jay, they're gonna have an interest in all kind of stuff going on in Ukraine once the war is over. Like you said, they don't do nothing for free. They do nothing for free. Just like they protected Taiwan from China. Because
right. Bingo. Good point.
All them contractors go over there to rebuild Ukraine. You know who's going to be the guarantor for that payment from all them contractors? Us, the United States, not Ukraine. If Ukraine defaults on any of it, guess who's going to have to pay it? You, me, and the rest of us taxpayers here. The United States is going to be the guarantor for all of that money.
Not all of it.
Yes, they will.
Not all of it, sorry.
But how much are they going to be responsible for? And how much are the Ukrainians going to be responsible for? You got a percentage? I'm just going to give a guess of a percentage. Probably about 60% of it, the United States will be the guarantee for that. But it's other companies and other that they're going to be guaranteed for the rebuild as well. So we're not going to be the guarantee for all of it. No, not all of it. But we're going to have a big say in whatever goes on in Ukraine for a long time to come. You know they're doing it. They're not doing that for free. They do nothing for free. Right.
And you know what? And they shouldn't do it for free.
Right.
They shouldn't.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with how they conduct that. I don't have a problem.
Help you, basically.
Like I said, the British didn't finish paying off their Lend-Lease bill from World War II until about 2005. So we know how that works. And by the way, that was in a good cause. That was in a good cause. And it still took them that long to pay it off.
That was a great cause.
Yeah.
Well, it took them that long to pay it off.
But Sarge, the British owns islands.
Corrupt as Ukraine is.
The British owns islands off of the United States, right? And they do that. They still have that. That's also strategic too. You think that they gave it up?
The Commonwealth. They don't own them.
Sarge, what do you mean? But wait. So you telling me that there's nothing strategic about it? There's nothing militarily strategic about that, Sarge?
Yes, there is.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. They don't do shit for free, and you saying that they're not? Yeah, they're Commonwealth, but guess what? They're in somebody else's country telling them, okay, we're going to run this shit, and we're going to give you a little piece of the pie so we could watch these other fucking places around us. That's the game, Sarge. And I'm not saying, listen, I'm just saying that we got to be careful who we playing with and how they playing. And sometimes, you know what, you know, I think that the blowing up shit is not gonna solve the problem. You got to build that shit up again, right? You got and death is not the answer. You're not gonna get the problem solved. A lot of times we make a lot of big mistakes.
Wait a minute now. Be specific. Are you talking about what's going on in the Middle East right now?
I'm talking about what's happening all the time with this country and a lot of other countries and how we moving.
Well, we wasn't doing much blowing up when Donald Trump was president, except for ISIS.
Sarge. He might have listen. He was blowing up shit in another way. Okay.
Again, ISIS, which was already the declared policy of the United States.
Sarge, he didn't do a goddamn thing. Listen, yes, but make this shit worse. He made this country worse. He made this country worse. It was already fucked up. He made it worse.
It was on resurgent. It was resurgent when he came to
listen, he lit the fucking fire more. He put more gas on the fire, okay?
Sure as hell put it out. He killed Soleimani.
Sarge. You know what happened? He's like Freddy Krueger. Right now, the fire is fucking burning him now. Isn't that something?
Come on, okay.
An inferno. He's in a disco inferno. You know that song? There you go.
I know. There's a great stock in this. I know.
But that whole thing about declaring Jerusalem as the capital, that just helped to ignite a powder keg.
Man, that went over like a lead balloon. Man, there was no ruckus raised about the embassy move to Jerusalem. No. In fact, people were surprised that there wasn't any great big complaints about it in the Middle East.
People got tired about that.
Because that was a matter of United States policy that predated Donald Trump. It was called the Jerusalem Act, and it was passed under Bill Clinton's administration.
Okay, I'm not going to do this. Because Trump can do no wrong with you. So this is a...
No, you don't respond to what I say. You don't have an answer. The Jerusalem Act, which required the U.S. Embassy to remove to Jerusalem, was passed in the Clinton administration long before Trump became president. Trump just carried out the law that already existed.
And when Joe Biden ended, I'm not going to do it.
That's what I mean. What I say.
No, I was getting ready to switch to something else, and I'm not going to do that.
You just know when I that's why you don't have.
No, Trump can do no wrong. This conversation.
I didn't say he could do no wrong. I responded to your point about the embassy. I didn't say he could do no wrong. I responded specifically to what you said.
What the hell is wrong with you, man?
Anything.
What's wrong with y'all? Y'all act like you don't say something. Are you utterly unself-aware?
But it's not that serious. Calm down.
I mean, goddamn, man, you say something, I respond to it, then you say, oh, you just make excuse for Donald Trump. How the fuck did I do that? No, I got up there and responded to what she said. Brother, directly.
All I'm asking you to do is calm down.
That is really irritating.
All I'm asking you to do is calm down. It ain't that serious. Calm down.
Everything we say about Trump, you find no wrong. So this
again, I responded to what you say. If you get specific, I will respond specifically, but you rarely do.
Okay, Joe Biden. Okay, check this out. Joe Biden's pull out of Afghanistan. He used the Trump the way how Trump had it set up. He did it just like how Trump and them had negotiated the things to set up, and that caused a big mess. And so was Joe Biden was all wrong in that, even though he used Trump's plan. Trump had already had it negotiated, but Joe Biden got blamed for it.
All right, let me respond to it. I'm going to respond directly to what you said. Directly.
Okay.
Nothing that Trump negotiated with the Taliban in Afghanistan was a legislative act. It was all executive action that President Trump carried out in his executive authority. There is nothing that bound Joe Biden as the incoming president to what Trump had negotiated. He could have renegotiated everything or disregarded what he chose to. But instead, he chose to use that as his excuse for his complete and utter incompetence.
See, y'all see? Y'all see what I'm saying?
You see what I just did? I respond to her. Now, Joe Biden was free to alter Trump's plans. He chose not to. And used it as an excuse when he failed.
But he didn't. Chose not to renegotiate anything. He went along with what Trump.
What did I just say? He wasn't bound by any of it. It was not a law.
No one said it was a law. No one said he was bound to it. He just went along. It was already negotiated and done.
Well, he doesn't bear any blame. He's a big dummy sitting in the Oval Office. He can't think for himself. He's not really a president. He's got to do what the previous president did, and he said he despised him. He reversed his policies on immigration, which gave us a secure border. In fact, he did that the first day he was in office.
And check this out. Was there any problems with the plan Trump negotiated?
No, because the problems with the Afghanistan withdrawal were not with deals they made with the Taliban. It was the way the military aspects of it were conducted, which is completely within the purview of the commander-in-chief.
Sarge, it was political too. Stop it, Sarge. It was political too.
No, you got to talk that to me because I know.
Sarge.
I know better than that.
Sarge. It was political.
Again. Now, if Joe Biden was
the military shit don't move without the political pieces. Come on.
What Office is saying now is the reason nobody got fired for that unbelievable fuck up in that goddamn thing. The reason nobody got fired, Lloyd Austin or Milley or anybody else, because Joe Biden chose to disregard their advice and run it himself. They said that he was behind the whole thing.
Sarge.
Yeah, he sure was.
Right. You're right. Sarge should have. Sarge, he is right. And you know what? Donald Trump should have never put the fucking shit on fire. Again, he gave him a date. Now Joe Biden got to pull out. Not about a political thing, but because now if they don't leave, these guys are not guaranteed that they're gonna be easy with it, or they're going to start the war again or start shooting at these soldiers. So once he put that on the table and he says, okay, look, we're going to pull out this day. Okay, y'all can have it. You know what I'm saying? They start negotiating with the fucking Taliban. There you go. The shit that America doesn't fucking, we don't negotiate with terrorists. Yes, they do. This is, again, contradictions of our country. They need to pull through. Your president went and said, and fucking bent over on the Taliban and said, okay, we're going to give it up this day. Now Joe Biden becomes president. He got to follow through. Why? Because they said, okay, if you don't follow through, we're not guaranteeing y'all safety. They're going to have to move.
All right. Let me say something.
You don't want to start the war again.
Okay. I was kind of hard on Mark Milley and Lloyd Austin and all the rest of them. You remember how badly I spoke about it? I said no goddamn Second Lieutenant Butterbauer would conduct a tactical withdrawal that badly. It's not possible for this guy, Austin, he's been to War College. Mark Miley's been to War College, every goddamn advanced strategical institution in the United States Armed Forces. They could not have possibly done a worse job of conducting a withdrawal, not even under significant pressure. But you know what? It turns out, based on my research, that they didn't. They advised against it being done the way it was done. So I was in error to hold them as responsible for it as I was. It turned out it was Joe Biden and his advisors that engineered this.
Okay, and if that's the case, you're right. Listen, we all... Sarge, but there's certain things that don't need to be argued. Listen. But you see, you're wasting time and energy in something that we don't need to argue. Listen, I understand, she understood that he messed up when he pulled out the way he pulled out. That was a mess. And it was under his thing now that he passed the baton. But the baton that Donald Trump put on him was already messed up. Okay, so now he got him, but there was a better way to do it, and he didn't do it, and he fouled up. Yes, it was a mess.
But in the end of the day, we needed to get the hell out of Afghanistan. At the end of the day.
All right,
okay,
so
I agree with that.
We needed to get out of it.
The way it was done was inexcusable.
It was Trump's
Donald
plan.
Trump
It was Trump's plan,
negotiated
man.
plan.
It was at Camp David. At Camp David, Trump sit down and made this agreement with the Taliban, with terrorists, to pull out a number of troops on certain dates, and that's what the hell it was. And then Joe Biden took over, and Joe Biden had to finish it. Whenever you say Joe Biden could have changed his mind and did whatever executive order bullshit, that's bullshit, because we're talking about the American president making promise to a country to remove our troops. You just don't change your mind on that bullshit. It's not fair. It ain't a pair of socks, nigga. All right, who's
Donald Trump is saying they will march off in the Pacific and say, well, I'm 33, mama. President Trump said, I'm not 40 y'all just go march over the cliff.
Damn, who's the
What kind of shit is
unknown?
that?
Shut up. Who's the unknown caller?
What kind of shit is that,
Shut
man?
up. Who's the unknown caller?
What up, Tyrone?
Hey, what's up,
Me,
mama boy?
What's up? What's
Hey,
up?
Mama
See,
boy.
peace, sis, peace, family. See, what you are hearing are the rantings and ravings of a lunatic. Because you have to understand, when American presidents transfer power, what the previous president promised, the following president has to adhere to. And it would be amazing way to start business with the world of reneging on one of your deals. That's the first thing you do when you come in office, is renege on the deal that dumbass Trump made with the Taliban. Now, if you're trying to work the whole motherfucking world, you probably would have to follow through and take that hit. And he done took it. But guess what? He laid a strike tonight, didn't he? Didn't he hit some part of the Iranian Guard or something? Retaliated on them. So maybe Joe Biden ain't quite a pussy that you think. Maybe he playing chess while you thinking checkers, Sarge. Peace, family.
Okay, once again, it's not responding to what I just said moments ago. I was not speaking about the diplomacy that Donald Trump negotiated with the Taliban. I'm speaking about the manner in which it was organized tactically. The withdrawal had nothing whatsoever to do with the tactics on the ground. That was inexcusable, because the commander-in-chief is in complete control of that. And he was the one and his stupid advisors who orchestrated the tactics, not the diplomacy. They were not required to abandon the airfield that would have given them cover, and to provide a buffer zone to prevent that crowd from encroaching on the barbed wire perimeter. That was not essential. That was not necessary. That was what was allowed by the plan that Biden and his dumbass advisors created, not the military men who counseled against it all. So it has nothing to do with diplomacy.
Well, Tyrone, see, we getting bullshitted again. Because if you remember, in the transition between Biden and the Trump team, they didn't tell Biden's team anything, didn't talk to him, didn't tell them about what was going on. And that's normally what happens in a transition period. People start getting your people up to speed. Nobody knew the details of how the fuck we was leaving Afghanistan.
There wasn't no transition. There wasn't no peace.
Talking to nobody, right?
There wasn't no peaceful transfer of power. There wasn't no transition.
Right. Hey, check this out, Tyrone. What was so amazing is it was admitted to that the Joe Biden team did not even know about the whole details of the Afghanistan debacle until they took office.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and I mean, if Sarge's gonna make his argument, he's got to take that into consideration. That Trump refused to leave the goddamn White House until the very last goddamn moment. And that's when he was snatching fucking nuclear secrets and throwing boxes in fucking car trunks and all this kind of bullshit. So they didn't have no time to brief him on the Afghanistan withdrawal. That shit that that shit that he set up with the Taliban at Camp David, they found that out after they got into office.
It was a horrible transfer of power. And you know that. It was a horrible
I cannot believe this, man. The withdrawal did not occur in January or February of 2020. It occurred in August of 2021. It wasn't the fucking D-Day invasion.
Sarge,
It didn't
Sarge.
take that long to figure out how to do a tactical withdrawal, not under enemy pressure from a nation.
You know what? I want to, Sarge. I wanted to go back. I mean, you said
I'm hearing here.
Sarge. On another subject, but it has to do with the same thing, actually, right? You said something really deep, right? You said something where Donald Trump had to negotiate with Taliban, right? Like just that line right there is crazy. Why? Because who was the people that knocked down the World Trade Center and 9/11? What was the group that they said did it?
Al Qaeda.
But who else?
Al Qaeda.
Sarge, you want to leave them out?
You
Sarge.
asked me what organization.
Hold on. Hold on. Listen. Who Osama? Sarge. Who was Osama bin Laden affiliated with, or what was his group?
He was affiliated with many peoples, amongst
No, Sarge. You don't want to say it, Sarge. It starts with T.
Why don't you say it then and enlighten me?
Sarge, you know that Osama bin Laden was part of the Taliban, Sarge.
Who was?
Yeah, hey, wait a minute, Joe. Part of the Taliban.
Wasn't he the leader?
Osama bin Laden was the leader of the Taliban.
Wait a minute. Who was
What world we in right now?
Would you please answer the question? Who was part of the Taliban?
Sarge. Listen, my point of saying that is, right? So look at this, right? You're saying that Donald Trump actually had the gall to try to negotiate with the same group that knocked down the Twin Towers, right? And attacked the United States of America, right? And he was saying that people were making fun. Sarge. And he was saying that people was over here making fun and that it was people celebrating. And this guy said he had people that died there and everything. And he's over here negotiating with the Taliban, Sarge?
The Taliban did not knock down the Twin Towers. Al Qaeda did. The Taliban gave refuge to Osama bin Laden and his associates.
Sarge, who they went after?
And they went after both of them.
Come on. Stop playing, Sarge. It's hard for you to say it and admit to it. Come on, Sarge. You know it. I mean, look, the point is what I'm saying is that your guy. No, listen, your guy. Hold on. Your guy negotiated with the same group that attacked the motherfucking United States on 9/11. Think about that.
Come on. Donald Trump knocked down the Twin Towers?
I didn't say that.
Whatever.
But he might as well have.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. You're right, Jay, he did. Let's move on. He did.
He caught bin Laden, so he said that he caught bin Laden.
I mean, Barack Obama called ISIS the JV team, remember? It's just a junior varsity. Anybody worry about it.
Sarge, all this happened before Obama.
Well, Jay, New York. Remember, Donald Trump gave up a fort over there. Remember that? Over there in Syria?
That's another thing.
He killed, in Libya, he killed Gaddafi. That
What is
worked
this
out
nigga talking
well.
about? This nigga talking to himself.
That worked out well when he killed Gaddafi. Yeah, it really settled, Libya down, didn't it? Man.
You know, as a matter of fact, it kind of weakened America's stature over there. You know what I'm saying? Giving up that fort.
Remember what Louis Farrakhan said? There's a murderer in that White House.
Oh, now you want to quote Farrakhan.
Yeah, I'm
Now
quoting
you want to quote
Farrakhan
him.
because
You
that's what he
sound like
said.
a fucking
Damn
idiot.
right I'm quoting him. That's what he said. Damn right I'm gonna quote him.
You sound like an idiot.
You sound like an ignoramus.
Now you want to quote Farrakhan.
Okay, look, I'm not gonna sit up here calling names like a stupid fucking playground with your dumb ass. If you want to do that shit, you go talk to yourself.
Sarge, let's get back on track, Sarge. You went into different things, but let's get back to Donald Trump now. Donald Trump, forget about what's going on in Georgia. What's happening with Cohen, Sarge?
Yeah, the convicted perjurer. Yeah, tell me. Why don't you tell me what's going on with Cohen?
Sarge, they got receipts, Sarge. That's the problem.
Hey, receipts is for what?
Man, don't even talk about that shit. It's already been decided.
Once in a while.
Man, let's get back to that third guilty plea or fourth guilty plea or whatever that just happened.
All right, I need to check this. I need to check this line. Let me open this mic. All right, who's on the line? Why am I getting
Hi, Tyrone. How are you?
Hey, what's up, Antoinette?
Peace, sis.
Hi, hello, everyone.
What's happening? I don't know why I'm getting an echo.
Yeah, I hear echo as well.
All right.
Yeah,
maybe it's because
get that audio. Get that audio. That lady.
Put me back on mute since it's bad.
Go ahead, Antoinette.
I just have a question I want to ask Sarge. Sarge? Is he no longer here?
Yes, I'm awaiting your question.
Okay, now I want you to answer a question for me. Without screaming, without hollering, can you pretend that you're talking to someone in elementary school? Okay? Without hollering, without screaming, without cussing, please.
Well, I don't think that would be necessary because I don't think you're a blockhead. I'm used to dealing with blockheads here, and you got to yell to get through to them because they tend to ignore things they don't have a response to.
Okay. Sarge, do you think this is going to take us to war? And if so, why? And if not, why not?
All of the ingredients for either a major regional war or perhaps even a world war are there because of the convergence and confluences of alliances. You've got people up there trying to get influence with Iran. Iran has got proxies working on their behalf against Israel. They are agitating and pushing Israel to make a response that could lead to them getting embroiled with Iran. Israel is an ally of the United States. If the United States takes significant military actions against Iran in response to damaging military action by Iran against Israel, that potentially could embroil China and or Russia in the conflict. And who knows what can ensue from that. So it doesn't mean it's going to happen. All of the ingredients for it to happen are in place. So as the answer, do I know what's going to happen? No, I don't know. I can see it happening, though.
Okay. Okay, so now I know with whom. But with the scriptures, according to the scriptures, it's China and Russia that are going to come against the United States.
That is a real possibility. Or their proxies.
Okay, well, thank you for answering
the
my
Houthi
question.
in Yemen might be one of them. They might try to use them first. The Houthi are the ones that are agitated against the Saudis.
It's a big mess, is what it is.
Yeah, remember, Saudi Arabia is also our ally by treaty.
Yeah. So let me ask you, I was just looking up what Mama's Boy was saying that the U.S. Did 2 strikes. Let me find that. There's an echo on this line.
Yeah, I'm going to hang up so it can go away.
No, don't hang up. Mute. Maybe mute it for a second, and then just speak and then unmute when you're gonna speak.
Okay, let me try
that. The microphone's on at once.
Okay, let me see if the echo's gone. Yeah, it's gone. No, the echo is still here. Let me see if I can hear it.
Well, my mic is muted.
Yeah,
my mic is muted, so I don't know. Wait a minute, hold on, everybody.
Mine
just hold on for a
too.
second. I'll check everybody's mic. Hold on for 1 second. Hold on. Test. Okay, so hold on. I'm gonna open my mic back up. Is my mic open? Hold on. Test. Wait a minute. I'm gonna open everybody's mic back up. Let me see if I can hear me. Okay, so there's Lisa. I think that's Mama's boy. Antoinette.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't hear no. Do y'all hear it?
No, let me see. Let me make sure.
There go Jay New York, and I'm open Sarge line back. Okay, wait a minute, Jay, that might be your line. Hold on. Test.
I think so.
Hold on. Jay.
Echo.
Okay, so there we go. Did you do something?
Nah.
No, it's well, I'm gonna hang up and call back in. All right, so maybe I'm gonna try it.
This service is provided in high definition by freeconferencecallhd.com. There are 9 participants in the conference. Q&A session has started. The recording has started.
Mute your line real quick. Yo.
Can you hear echo?
I don't hear nothing.
Echo. I don't hear anything.
Well, wait a minute.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
I still hear echo. I still hear.
I'm gonna hang up and call back.
Okay.
Do y'all hear it now that Jay gone? Test.
No.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, I just heard it. Yeah.
I don't hear it.
Hello. Wait a minute. Hello.
No, now I don't.
Y'all hear echo? Now I don't hear it.
Yeah, I think it was Jay line. All right, so everybody line open, and when Jay called back in, I'll open his line back up.
Oh, okay. Sarge, you still here?
Knock.
Sarge?
Who's there?
Okay, yeah, you're still here. Let me ask, after for Mama's boy, because I wasn't I hadn't been online since I called in on the phone. Since the U.S. strikes 2 facilities, my understanding looks like they were in Syria, okay? But the Iranian-backed militias in Syria. Now, that doesn't sound good. I haven't had a chance to really get into that because I've been on here with you guys. Have you followed or anything concerning that, or is this the first you're hearing about it as well?
It was the first I heard about it, and I haven't had a chance to go check it out. I just heard
what happened the other day. What happened the other day is that we got word that the Iranians was helping Hamas, and then our government threatened whoever was helping Hamas and told them that we would take action. So I guess this is part of that, them taking action against whoever.
Well, they were
Hamas.
saying that Biden warned the Ayatollah over there that they were going to retaliate for some shit that they had done before and caused one of American soldiers to have a heart attack. And so he had already promised the leader that down the road we were going to retaliate for that, and that's what this is. They already got it out there, Tyrone, that this has nothing to do with Israel. This is a promise that Biden made that he was fulfilling.
Well, it's a weird time to do it, ain't it? I mean,
Hey, look, in a way, you can, okay, look, if you're looking at it one way, yes, but strategically, you really ain't, because you get to display your power without being part of the conflict just to keep motherfuckers away from it, you know? So I don't know. I mean, you get to
keep your word.
You get to bust your gun. You get to bust your gun and scare everybody in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Sarge, you heard anything about it?
About what?
About the strike?
Retaliation against some Iranian target?
Yeah.
It took him long enough.
Oh, listen to that.
You can't even have a regular conversation. I thought we were having a regular conversation.
And he finally gets around to retaliating. Well, good for him.
I thought we were having a normal conversation.
Can we not do that? Can we not just do that? I mean, we put that on the side. Okay, you don't like Biden. We don't like Trump. We don't care that much for Biden, but he's our president. Can we put that aside and just ask, what is your thoughts on that other than running down Biden? I mean, can we not do that?
I'm going to run him down every time I think he's inept. Every single time he does something as inept as he did in Afghanistan, I'm going to do as much as I can possibly do to run his ass down.
I'm not saying I'm not saying what he did was just strategically sound. Hell, I don't have the intel.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is he's definitely not no pussy ass president like they try to make him out to be. Because that looks a little,
and it's our country, and it's our country taking military action, and that should concern all of us, you know.
Yes, sir.
It is concerning. It is very concerning. It's very concerning, and we don't have to choose sides to admit that it's very concerning. We shouldn't be choosing sides to admit that it's very concerning of everything that's going on over there, and just keep politics the hell out of it for 5 seconds. We should be able to do that because this kind of stuff affects all of us.
So them guys can't do that. They've got to do politics. That's all they know.
Yeah, listen, don't nobody want no smoke with the U.S. They don't want that shit.
Y'all remember back after 9/11, I wasn't a big fan of his. I was young, but I wasn't a big fan of his. But after the attacks in the U.S. 9/11, practically the entire country was able, even his people who didn't like him, opposite different parties of this and that, everyone rallied around George Bush. They rallied around George Bush. And then, of course, we found out later that they made up some shit and went into, but I'm not going to get into that.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about in the beginning, right after, everyone rallied, because even I rallied around. I was proud of George Bush and the speech that he gave. Everyone was proud of him, and his numbers went way up. And that's how it should be with a country when you're facing different things. But I mean, now here we are, 2023. This is crazy. We can't even have a conversation when the country is taking military action without, well, he's a lunatic. Can we do that? We should be able to do that. We should be, because this is serious business. And if I, of all people, could rally around George Bush, then we should be able to have a sensible conversation about this without running down about how old he is and he should have did this, that, and he should have. This is what politics has turned into: a bunch of foolishness, a bunch of attacks, a bunch of us this, you, all of this. The country is so divided, so it's absolutely, it's just completely pathetic. And who brought in the division was starting pre-Trump because of Obama's skin color. But the country completely cracked wide apart after Trump came in. And we can't even have a regular conversation. And it just seems like back during 9/11 and how the country rallied around George Bush, that was even though I despise George W. Bush, that was a more saner time as it related to politics. And George Bush, we found out later they were lying, but that was a more saner time. And politics, this mess that we got now, you can't even get some people to even, you can, if somebody was to drop a bomb right in the middle of Manhattan, you couldn't get the country to rally together if you tried. And this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Well, in a way, sis, I was sitting here thinking while you was talking, and I was thinking that Joe Biden is kind of like, he's like an anomaly. And hear me out. He's been up there so long. He's been wanting to be president so fucking long that he knows all of it, right? And he's like in the perfect spot right now because he's been here before. So he kind of really knows what to do. So I would be a little bit worried, if you believe all the shit that Sarge say about, and you hear the talk radio, Republican talk, that he's, not capable, he's stupid, he always at home, he ain't never at work, This is all the shit that they say over there that obviously that ain't what's happening, because just on the strength of what happened over there in Israel, old boy's ready to go into Gaza and they still ain't winning there yet. Now that has something to do with America's power without even saying anything, out loud. You see what I'm saying?
I agree with you 100%. I agree.
So I don't know. Maybe we need to cut old Biden at least a little time.
Well, it's politics. It's politics, man. These people are so. That's why I call them cult followers, because they're so indoctrinated into this political back and forth that they can't pull away from it. No matter what the conversation is, they can't pull away from it.
Well, I don't care what one idiot says. You can see right there live in your face without reading between any lines. The Israeli president was ready to go running in there. He got troops at the border. He keeps saying he finna go in there and ain't went in there yet because America got that motherfucker stalled out.
I agree, but but a lot of people don't see it that way, and they would be stupid to.
What the hell are you looking at?
What's going on behind the scenes? They gonna tell us what they're doing behind the scenes. That is the only reason they haven't invaded through there. Is because Biden got them on hold.
I mean, it's plain as the nose on your face.
It is. And I don't know, Tyrone. I see that you follow. If any of you guys follow, what is this? Yeah, Sean King on IG. He's been showing all of the videos and things on what's going on in Palestine, in Gaza. I'm sorry, in Gaza.
Well, I looked at it the other time when you mentioned it, but I don't want to see all that crazy stuff either.
But Sean King, and this is just my opinion, he's gone off the rails over there. And I'll tell you why. Because the comment section over there is full of MAGA. And he's putting out these posts. I don't know what his end game is, but he's putting out these posts that don't vote for Joe Biden, don't this, don't that. And and he has a huge following because he's one of the only ones that's being given this amount of information that's going on over there in Gaza. And I respect what he's doing because we need to see both sides. We need to see what's going on and see what's going on the ground. And he's doing it. But Sean King, the entire time, he's talking like MAGA. He's talking MAGA shit.
Oh, is
it? Language. Yes, he is. The comment section's over there is full of MAGA people. And he's talking about he's not going to vote for Joe Biden. And he got them people all wrapped up and this and that going against Biden. And Biden is the one. And then when you have some people, because I got into a little something with, I'm going to stay over there. that Joe Biden is doing. We're like, well, you know, any American president, this is the party line they're going to go with. Support of Israel. That's what they're going to do. It doesn't matter who the president is. It really doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. But the way, the stuff that he's over there putting out is as if it's just Joe Biden.
People are crazy. Because instead of looking at this Israel thing and trying to make up your mind political against the candidates, what you got to look at is the candidates in the race. And even though you got that foreign thing going on over there in Israel or whatever, you still got two candidates. You got Trump and you got Biden. And it should be clear on who you're going to vote for out of the two. So they shouldn't be using this Israel thing to make a decision.
But Tyrone, he's over there fudging the line. MAGA is all up in the comment section. And now I'm starting to side-eye Sean King. What's this? You over here doing? You sitting up here, got these American people, a lot of black people, they don't follow stuff as they should. And you got them, I'm never voting, and we're going to do this, and we're not going to vote for Joe Biden. And people are like, slow your roll, y'all. Just because what's going on in the Middle East, we got a serious thing coming up in the next election. Yeah. Do not conflate the two. Do not blur the two, because we'll be living up under a regime, a dictatorship regime, just like Hamas, and just like what Netanyahu's trying to do, and a lot of these other fascist, far right-wing governments. Don't you all conflate this thing over here? And you should see Sean is attacking Joe Biden like nobody's in over there. So I have to ask myself, what is his end game, and what is really all of this about over there? And some people are trying to talk to the people you can see. And then you have people up in there with all of these dormant looking IG things going, well, you Americans, you all know what you have to do. You have to vote. You have to make sure that Joe Biden is not president again. And it's the boxes all up in there. It's a mess over there. So I'm unsure. I don't know about Sean King. I was always a little leery of him because of some of the past things that I'm not going to get into. But
these social media influencers, Sean King has made a lot of money off of the black community, and once they start making that money, their politics kind of get fuzzy. Because I know Boyce Watkins used to be a Democrat, and then whenever he started making money on social media, he jumped ship real quick because it didn't matter. Because he was gonna have his following, he gonna get his donations, he gonna get his AdSense, and don't nothing else matter to him once they start making money. So Sean King might fall in that same boat to where he's making money, and politics really don't matter to him.
It's the people. It's like you staring a lot of people who are not knowledgeable on a lot of things that's going on, and you about to run them people into a ditch with this MAGA talk. He's not saying anything about Trump or that you should vote for Trump, but he is tearing Joe Biden up, and the bots are in there, and the people in there, the MAGA people are over in there, and it's that he has too large of a following to be doing this. It's reckless as hell.
But did we ever find out if he white or black? I don't know what color he is, to be honest with you.
I don't know. But he got a dangerous situation going on over there with all of them 100,000 people that's following. And he's talking about, I will never vote for Joe Biden. And I don't care. Anybody can get in to be the U.S. president. And when people is like, so if Trump gets the nomination, it's between them two. So you're saying we should throw away the little thread of whatever we have here in the United States because of what's going on out in the desert? Are you serious, dude? But it's a mess over there. I would suggest some of y'all go over there on Sean King's IG and read some of them posts and read some of the stuff that people are saying, and you will see MAGA is all up out that. And they're putting out the propaganda for their own game. And a lot of our people, a lot of white people who are following too, because that's where they can get more of the information about what's going on over there in Gaza and the West Bank. But it's starting to turn into a political thing, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I got questions over there with what Sean is doing. I really do have a lot of questions.
Well,
I don't even think Joe Biden give a damn, though. I really don't. And what's so funny, sis, is how he behaves. It's like, okay, like let's just take as soon as the thing jumped off over there in Israel. Now, most presidents, most American presidents don't go running over to Israel that fast when they're in the middle of conflict. But Joe Biden, he couldn't talk to him over the phone the way he needed to talk to him. And he needed him to slow the fuck down, even though he knew. And that motherfucker was in Israel before you know it, talking about, hey, slow your fucking roll. And that, that kind of like, I don't know, as much as I want to kick that motherfucking Joe Biden, he keeps doing shit like this, showing America's dominance. You can say what you want on that motherfucker look like Mr. Magoo, but he exerting power like Thanos. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. Cause guess what? Just a quick story. When they had different leaders was going over there, I think they called it the Prime Minister of Germany, the woman, and some different other people. Some of them, when they was coming, they had to scramble and run it. Some of them had to scramble and run and jump down on it because some explosions and stuff was going on.
Right.
Now, when Air Force One landed, Joe Biden sauntered up off that plane 15 times. And I remember saying, I'm not the biggest Biden fan, but I was like, that's power right there.
I think he picked that cool ass. I think he picked that cool ass shit up from Obama. To just look like it ain't bothering you or whatever. And I'm gonna tell you something. Contrast pictures. When Joe Biden was over there in Israel, I was actually laughing at it because he looked goofy as hell. But he had his arm around Netanyahu, and it looked like he was squeezing his shoulder and turning him and walking him like, "Come here, let me talk to you about what's gonna happen." You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And like I said, he looked goofy as hell. Or he looked like, I don't know, somebody granddad out there. But I still couldn't get away from what was actually, going on in the picture, no matter how stupid he looked. He's out there.
I agree with you.
On the world stage, showing the world, I got control of this, not y'all. Not this motherfucker.
I agree with you. Because if the Prime Minister of Germany and some of these other people dodging on the ground when they plane land and this, that, and they put Air Force One down, and Joe Biden had on his shades, and he strolled up, excuse my language, up off that bitch. And
that's crazy, man.
Nothing.
He's like, oh,
power.
You got some shots fired over your fence. Oh man, look, don't you do a damn thing till I get there. That's what it looks like to me.
That's power right there. And you have to sit back and look at it. That's power right there. And he commanded it when they put that damn plane down. They commanded the power. Well, it's a mess. Not saying it's not a mess, but I noticed that exactly what you're saying. I noticed that.
I don't know. I wanna sit back and reserve my judgment a little bit on certain things. I don't trust these white folks. It's something in it. And I still think Joe Biden is trying to get Iran back to the negotiating table. And I think this is one way he trying to do it. He's going to use this Israeli shit to kind of like, like I said, if you look at it in street terms, sis, he rolled over. His enemy is at war or like a side war with one of my homies, right? And I need that shit to calm down. So I roll over in this nigga territory and bust my gun and don't shit happen to me. That means I'm saying, look, be quiet. You don't want me to come over there.
I agree with you. I just think that I agree with you because at first I was a little like Joe Biden went over there and he's talking about we're in a sense like we're brothers and we're totally.
I think that's just for the cameras. Yeah, I think it's
for the cameras.
You know, because if it was okay, if it was like that, sis, they'd already be going into Gaza.
Yeah. No, that is the thing. The fact that they haven't gone into Gaza, that speaks volumes, and it speaks loud.
And that's because they got American fucking hostages, and that gives Joe Biden the leverage to hold that motherfucking shit up.
I agree. And you see the first two hostages they released were Americans.
And then the next two, all four were women, but the next two were Jewish.
So I think they working it. The whole situation just look bad.
Well, they trying to cause like a schism between the United States and Israel by doing it like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, because the American families are gonna be like, whoa, don't be so quick to go running in there and try to get the hostages back. You see what I'm saying? And so is the Israeli families. They're gonna be the same way, you know. And it's gonna cause like a rift between Netanyahu and motherfucking. That's why I told you I don't think Netanyahu wanna fuck with Biden on this shit because he's already in enough trouble in his country. He's gonna do whatever Biden tell his ass to do because he's already he knows he doesn't have any support with his country. On the outside, it looked like he a G, you know, going after, but on the inside,
like he's strong.
Yeah, he can't do shit. They got him, you know. So he actually need Joe Biden he can lean on him a little bit, but he still can't get shit done because Joe Biden got the screws on his ass. Like, hey, you go running in there within 5 minutes of you going in there, the whole world gonna want you to fuck out. So, you know, and you get my Americans killed, I'ma want you to fuck out.
So I agree with you. We have to give it a little bit more time.
I think so. We gotta quit. We gotta quit social media and shit, expecting that shit to happen in 5 minutes.
I agree. It looks bad. It does. It looks bad. They need a ceasefire. But when Biden said he was against the ceasefire, and everybody's like, free Palestine. Let me say this. With what had just went down, the free Palestine, I was with that. Palestine had the higher ground before all of this right here happened. But freeing Palestine, releasing them from their occupation, I don't see that happening. Not in none of our lifetime. Not after this here.
Hamas will kill them all before they give up. Those Palestinian people is like a shield to them. You know what I'm saying? Why would you give that advantage up right down to the last child? You just won't. You know. The problem is the Palestinian people voted them in, so they got in bed with them. Now that's what's going to change. Well, them doing what they did changes the whole dynamic because they give, you know, Israel a reason to come in there and kick them out of power. You know what I'm saying? Which will be good for the Palestinian people to a degree, but we all know how cold Israel and Israel don't want to be in Gaza. They don't want to have nothing to do with that. They don't want to run a government for the Palestinian people. They never did. That's the whole reason why it's like it is. Right. Yeah.
They want them gone so they don't have to deal with it.
Right.
What it is. So they don't have to deal with them over there.
And they want that piece. They want that piece of the earth because they complete that. Yeah. That completes the whole coast. They have that whole coast, make it whatever they want, and like you said, they want the people gone. For what I see.
they want them gone. They really don't want to be bothered. And
yeah.
Well, I could lend an idea. I could lend an idea why they would want them completely eradicated at this point. Because those tunnels underneath Gaza, they've got no idea. And yeah, they and the only way you can get rid of an infestation is you got to kill everything. Yeah, you got to kill everything so you can get up in there. That's the only, because shit you don't know about. You know, the element of surprise wins wars.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
There's some people that ain't going by the rules. There ain't no rules.
No, they not going to. And think about this: you going against big bad Israel, who got everything.
Right.
You know, they even got a big brother called the United States. So you know, and listen, both countries have proved, even big ass Russia have proved, certain wars are, no matter how cold you are,
leave it alone.
They are impossible to win.
Mm-hmm. The United States and Vietnam. That's a great example.
You see what I'm saying?
The United States.
Hey, Afghanistan, we got our asses over there in Afghanistan. Yeah. Thought we could get over there and shit. Same shit happened to Russia.
Syria.
Got over there and got their ass worked.
Got bogged down. So yeah, you're right. No matter how of a nothing you think, you go over there and you get bogged down up in that, and we've done that before.
Well, not to mention, Sister Lisa, the United States is war weary, and we wasn't war weary in 9/11.
I agree.
So you have to add that into the calculation. You got a war weary country, you know. Ain't nobody want to see no more war. Yeah.
I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, not now, not no time soon. So I mean, because if China flick off and run up in Taiwan, then that's another mess that you have to deal with. And I just think they don't want to have to deal with this Israel and Palestinian thing. So
hey, that could be a whole nother strategic reason why you see Joe Biden ordering, you know, some firepower being displayed, you know, because think about this. If his whole goal is to get Iran back to the table and keep China at bay, you know, show the whole world America's still baddest motherfucking bully on the block. That's the way you do it. You ain't even gotta, you know, shoot nothing in Taiwan. You ain't gotta get into nothing over there. You say, hey, China, watch this. This could happen. You can get this too, nigga. Bop bop. You know, he prolongs striking back in Syria just to do it at a particular time. You know, because you don't, just because you can do it. Sometimes I learned a long time ago. Yeah, true power is not doing something knowing that you could do it. You know, that's when you know you got power, and when you can decide, well, you know, I really could just do this, but I'm not. You know.
That's true. Well, we have to see how it all play out.
Yeah, he walking a tightrope over there, you know, but
yeah.
I think he's been on the bench long enough. He kind of know how to work it.
He know how to work it, but you know, now y'all know, if Trump were president, if he had won re-election, and like I say, this mess right here pop up, it might not have popped off because we don't know who the players was behind this thing.
But really don't.
Netanyahu was. Yeah, we know Netanyahu was one of them. But anyway,
I think Netanyahu was sleep at the wheel on purpose, nigga. That's just my thought process.
He was one of the people. I don't like conspiracy theories, but this is one. He was one of the players behind this here thing. But put that aside for right now. God, I lost my train of thought. Put that aside for right now. That he was.
You're saying You saying so it could go, that could go away, his situation with the charges and his wife and all that.
Yeah. I think it's some of all of that, Jay New York. I think it's some of all of that.
Take control again, get back into control.
Well, okay. Well, think about this, man. You got some heavy shit. You got some heavy shit. You got word for some heavy shit that these motherfuckers is not supporting you. They not supporting your government. And you already up on charges. The investigation is not motherfucking stopped, and you get in the middle of this, you get fucking intel from Egypt that, these motherfuckers are planning on hitting that damn concert. I mean,
and
look,
you do
bro,
nothing.
You don't even pick up the phone to take the call for Egypt to tell you to look out for some shit. Them niggas gotta leave you a voicemail. And it turns out that the shit happens and it happens big. I'm telling you, there's some fingerprints of non-fingerprints on that motherfucker.
I agree. And then he tried to pull a Trump when they brought it up to him that he just prime minister them when they put him on blast, said they tried to tell him. Then he go, that's fake news. He tried to pull a Trump.
Yeah. I heard that.
Yeah, he was like, that's fake news. That's fake news. Yeah, right. And then they can hit back with the deceit. So, but this is not going to work for him. That's just the thing. He's trying to look strong, but it's not going to look for. Okay, I remember what I was going to say. Put Netanyahu's theory that his fingerprints or non-fingerprints is involved in this. I do. I don't like conspiracy theories, but y'all know good and well if Trump was president, he won his re-election, Trump would have had drones all up in Gaza and
do something like
all
that,
of that off. He would have finished all of that off if he was president of the United States. So it's a good thing that it's bad what's going on there and there's no ceasefire. But if Trump would be president, this would have been over with last week.
They would have blew up the whole thing.
They blew up the whole thing. He'd have given Netanyahu what he wanted. This would have been over.
Yeah, because Netanyahu wanted the green light to go in there and exterminate them people.
Mm-hmm. And he wants a war with Iran so that they don't have to be bothered with them anymore either. He wants that too. And Trump was ready to oblige that when he was in office.
Wow.
But I think behind the scenes, them generals and stuff talk that down. But
a few of them generals wasn't gonna do a goddamn thing. Yeah. They said it. They said, motherfucker, you threw that shit away. Man, yeah, whatever, nigga. We ain't doing that.
We're not doing that. And he was unable to do it. He found out how government works. When he used to say his word was absolute, he found out his word was not absolute because they wasn't doing that. But y'all know if he was president, if he could have got his way, he would have droned up that whole Gaza, and this would have been over.
Man, if Trump would have had his way, America would be called Russia right now.
Mm-hmm. So
that's my opinion.
Tyrone, where you at? Tyrone, because Tyrone just disappeared. I mean, you got to call
No, I'm here. What's up?
Oh no, I was just getting ready to say I'm getting ready to go, and because what time? Let's see, what time is it?
Yeah, I guess it is time. I'll open the lines. I appreciate you coming on, all of y'all.
Q&A session is over. All participants are unmuted.
Everybody go anyway. Everybody done bounced on us. We had Antoinette, we had
Sarge is on here. Sarge
and
Jay is on here. And there's a couple of more people on here.
But they got quiet.
Yeah, everybody quiet. Normally ain't. Y'all don't
Are you military? Let me get your thoughts on you're retired military. What's your reading on all of this? Because I've asked ours. Do you think we're headed to World War III, or do you think they're going to calm this mess down behind the scenes?
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard because those people that you're dealing with over there, they kind of got ego trips. But I think we got to check on India and what's the other place over there, Syria. I don't think that they're going to do anything.
Or Lebanon, Hezbollah. I think Hezbollah can full bag. So I think so.
Yeah, because they ain't got who they gonna attack besides Israel. Yeah, and if they attack Israel, then it's all over with, you know.
And Israel got enough firepower over there to act a fool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's not. They don't. I'm telling you, Tyrone. They ain't. It's all like a bunch of rumblings. They really don't want the smoke. They'll do this.
It's not only the United
stuff.
States backing Israel. It's
right.
the whole freaking NATO.
The UN is over there, bro.
So.
It ain't gonna happen. I think cooler heads are gonna prevail because I don't think Iran really wants that.
I don't want Israel to be stupid either and try to, you know, exterminate a whole race of people, the Palestinians.
No, you don't want that.
Yeah, because the Palestinians got a right to be pissed off. Israel really did them wrong by taking that country or whatever.
Well, it was that West Bank. It was occupying the West Bank. That's what started all of this shit. You know, they had worn the Palestinians down to where they would take the West Bank and Gaza. Okay, cool. That's what we got. Leave us the fuck alone. Because Jerusalem was in the West Bank. You understand? But man, once they start encroaching and moving the settlements in, and they would complain and nothing would happen, nobody would do nothing because Israel had all the firepower and the Palestinians didn't have all that firepower. You understand? And so, but America, and I go back to what Sarge said, he never completes the story. He always uses a Democrat for a negative. Don't ever trust him when he uses it. When you go back to Clinton, you got to understand why Clinton didn't move the embassy there. You got to understand why after Clinton, George Bush Jr. didn't. Barack Obama didn't. All the presidents had a mandate to do it, but they never did it because it was a they knew, motherfuckers knew that they wasn't supposed to be leaning right or leaning left until the Israelis and the Palestinians came to a peace agreement. That was going to be the first thing if anything happened, but Trump superseded that shit and started all this drama. And by him announcing he's giving them the Golan Heights and showing all this favoritism to Israel, it didn't do anything but put a sour taste in the Palestinians' mouth because they felt like the United States couldn't keep their word on shit. You know, we knew all the people that felt like America was some bullshit was telling those Palestinian leaders, see, look, America ain't to be trusted. Told you they was going for Israel. And start off, man, come on. I mean, but when you hear these supposed to be smart motherfuckers talk, it's like they talk on a linear level. They don't think that of variance or anything, how things really fucking happen in the real world. Them people are tired of Israel asserting their dominance and taking over their shit. And I knew it was gonna come to this eventually. Yeah.
Yeah, we knew it, and the only thing that they can do is it's going to resort to terror attacks. Really, since that's the only thing that they know how to do. They have no power, no real power. So then they start with the damn terrorist attacks and doing things like that. So
that's the only army. That's the only army Palestine got, and they ain't really got. It ain't really their army, you know, because they actually hostage to their army.
So.
Well, yeah, I wish they could resolve it, but I don't know what the answer is for those people over there.
What
I don't see see after this. I don't see this getting resolved. Not in our lifetime.
I think Hamas is going to get wiped off the earth trying to negotiate with Israel and the United States, because that's what this is all about. They don't take hostages unless they want something. It's something some concessions they fucking want. But at this point, I think even if it gets quieted down and everything go back to normal, secretly them folks gonna get killed. All of them.
All of them.
They gonna wait till they come out them tunnels and they gonna off them motherfuckers.
And the thing is, in Netanyahu, Israel, they talk about gotta get the hostages. They don't give a shit about them hostages.
No.
Like, how you gonna bomb up the place when they got hostages?
Right. And you know,
nothing about them hostages.
You could tell he didn't care because he was ready to go in. I'm telling you, he was already opening the door to go in there, and you look like Joe Biden stuck his hand out there and said, "Hey, close that. Let me talk to you for a second." Before you jump out the window, let me talk to you for a second.
Like he said, before you make that mistake our country did up in Iraq, and that's what Joe Biden said publicly.
Yeah.
But who knows what he said?
Well, that's hella pressure, right? That's hella pressure right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's on the world stage. Joe Biden telling Israel, "Pump your brakes." So, I mean that's in your face. You know, I know
it is in your face.
You know, I know certain people don't see it like that because they see Joe Biden, they just can't think of, you know. But in the pure facts of the thing, I mean, what is Israel doing right now?
They pumped their brakes. Because when I heard him say that, if you don't want to make the mistake America made, we ran up in half-cocked up into
Iraq and shit.
But they
a lot
ran
of
up in
people for
there.
nothing. Because those places ain't even stable.
No.
Those people ain't stable. Right now, they still blowing up bombs in Baghdad every couple of days and shit. We just don't report on it, or they don't report on it as much. Afghanistan is out of control. They done took women over and did all the stupid, crazy shit.
And the same thing, like how they did with, Libya? They ran up they didn't run up in there, Barack and them drones up in there. Now the whole
Killed Gaddafi and left that a mess.
All a mess up in there.
Even Egypt. Egypt was a mess too for a minute, remember? When they had a coup there too.
So, well, anyway, Tyrone, I'm getting ready to go. Guys, we will talk next week. Y'all behave yourself and take care of yourself.
Oh, yeah, it ain't gonna get
and YouTube won't get ready to shut y'all down. So y'all can call in and listen to Sarge scream. I don't know what he's doing, but he's still on the line.
I've been listening to you niggas talk all this shit. Now I'm ready to respond because motherfuckers say I don't listen to what you say. I just yell at you. But I've been listening, taking notes, all this bullshit I've been hearing. Now I'm ready to respond to every goddamn thing.
Okay, well, YouTube, y'all can call in and listen to Sarge respond to every
you always say I don't listen to you, but I do. That's why.